Yes, 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 yes. Good evening, good
Hey there.
evening. This is Let's Talk About April East. Each and every Tuesday, Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. This evening, my guest. Look, okay, so first of all, this is what I need to say. I need to say this real quick, real quick, real quick. So, I do my little, behind the scenes vetting, right? And I simply do it for the most part after the fact. I gotta be honest. And I just do that, just try to be as authentic as possible. Like, who am I? Like, I ain't trying to, like, you know what I'm saying? And so, however, when I do my little back door vetting, I be real intentional about what I'm looking at and what I'm hearing and what I'm watching. And so I feel you. I already know that there's some intuitive connection going on. You know what I'm saying? So somehow we venture off topic, people. Just know we going somewhere. Y'all just might not know it until, you know what I'm saying? Y'all just whatever,
Exactly.
whatever. And I ain't want to sit up behind the scenes because I ain't trying to, like, derail anybody's story in any type of, no fashion. But I'm really big on energy, right? And so
Mhm. Likewise.
I know, right? I've learned that. And so I just try to be mindful not to deviate whatever is supposed to happen in regards to what I think I want to happen. Right, right. Okay, let me
Mhm.
get my little intro. Let me do this, let me do this, let me do this, let me do this. Let me try to big up my guests. I said I'm gonna do better with this. Okay, okay, okay. This evening we have Lady Preesha. Okay, let me explain this young lady. Okay, first of all, you know what I'm saying? Just take a minute because there's a whole lot here. Okay, she is a media personality. She's a podcaster. She's an actor. She is a producer. She is a DJ. She's a photographer. Oh my God. No, 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 no. Wayne Shrinker, Wayne Shrinker, Wayne Shrinker, Wayne Shrinker. Just correct me if I'm wrong, but Wayne Shrinker.
No, you're not.
Wayne
You're
Shrinker, Wayne
not
Shrinker.
wrong. It just
Okay, yeah,
sounds
all that,
crazy
all
to
that.
hear that stuff.
Yeah, you need to hear that. Thank you, thank you. And so not only that, she even has her own platform called Pure Pressure, right? Which it seems like, from what I'm understanding, that she creates these spaces for conversations regarding maybe bullying, mental health, um, things regarding domestic violence, right? Mental health, I think, is really big for you, which I love and enjoy. And you even
Mhm.
do community events like I'm okay, OKAY.
Yes.
I'm sure that's an acronym for something. I'm gonna let you chime in. You break that down yourself. So good evening, let's welcome, 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 Lady Preesha. Some gonna get one of them horns that like okay, whatever, yeah, yeah. So I need you to introduce yourself to those that may or may not know you, in case I miss something. Yeah, your agenda's pretty long, resume line a little thick. So okay, go ahead.
Um, yes. Hi, I am Lady Pressure. Um, I'm all those things that she said. I'm also a mother of three. Um, I started Peer Pressure as a podcast. It is now a full media brand. And I also have my nonprofit, which is I'm Okay Services, only keeping account of you. Um, and a lot of the things that I do surround my healing. That's really how I got to the point I'm in. All those things you named pretty much came from me trying to figure out me, and
Hmm.
it branched out into businesses and nonprofits and community events and summits and opportunities and things. So yeah,
I love that. I love that. And I'm glad that you pointed out the fact that it's not just something you just sat down and put a plan together and came up with, right? That it
yeah,
was
no.
actually a part of your journey and you decided to manifest that so that could also be an outlet, platform, or opportunity for the community, right? So I love that. I
Mhm.
appreciate that. So how would you describe what you had to do to become the pressure you are today, to be able to do all of those things? That might be a loaded question, you know what I'm saying? But
It
take your
is.
time.
It really is. Um, I would say I had to allow the pressure to do what it does because I was name pressure by a friend, a female friend that's been around me since I was like 14, 15 years old.
Okay.
And I had a lot of nicknames and things coming up. And she, when I got to a certain point in my life, she was just like, you need a different nickname. Like, you need something that speaks to your aura, to speak to how you make people feel, speaks to the way you go about life. Like, you don't, she was trying to tell me, we were having a conversation about me not acknowledging my power, me
Mm,
not wanting to say, yes, I do come with this. Yes, I do make people feel this way. Yes, I do attract good energy and things and some negative energy because of how I am. I
mm-hmm.
was still figuring that out. and she just spoke it over me. She just, this is who you are. You're precious. And I chose to spell it the way that I spell it because everybody at that point was on the pressure train.
Mm,
But from our conversation and what we were talking about, I got what she meant by it because I have gone through a lot. Like it's not been an easy at all. So
mhm.
yeah.
So what was that moment like when she said that? Did it click? Did it sting? Did it
It
push you back?
stung. I feel like it stung more than anything because there are a lot of people that will tell you to humble yourself, but there are not a lot of people that'll say you're too humble.
Thank you.
There are not a lot of people that'll say, "Hey, no, you really are that. You really do that. You really are." Even my reaction hearing, excuse me, my reaction hearing my resume, it still is like, who's she talking about? You know, I
Like
still
looking around
battle
like
with
who,
that.
me? Right.
Yeah, I still battle with that, but that's because of how I was raised. It's just
Mm,
I was always expected to do things. You know, you don't get a cookie for doing the right thing. So in my mind, that's how. But I'm reprogramming myself, and
mm,
I'm putting it in a different perspective for my children because I don't want them to grow up that way. I let them know all. Yes, you came from greatness, which means you're going to be greater. Like
mm,
we not accepting those shorts. It's not a surprise. This is what you're supposed to have. This is how you're supposed to feel. You're supposed to be happy. You're supposed to pour into yourself, and these things come from those things.
mm-hmm.
So
No,
yeah.
that's big, and shout out to that friend because I'm gonna just say it. I personally have a vendetta with the word humility. Like I ain't gonna take it off topic, but I've had my intervention with self when it comes down to humility, right? Not that I'm against it, I get it, you know what I'm saying? But I just got a whole issue with the English language, period. But I don't get too deep into that. But I just feel like a lot of times, to your point, most of us, whether it's mom, dad, big sister, little sister, pastor, like we're all, there's no hesitation to say humble yourself when you feel like somebody
Mm-hmm.
is enlarging or too vocal, right? Um, but most people hardly ever say no, expand, enlarge. You know what I'm
Take up
saying?
space.
Yeah, there's very few
Mm-hmm.
people going to say that and mean that with the intention of understanding that you have that ability, one,
Mm-hmm.
and that you should be two, period. Whether you think you have the ability or not, you created from greatness. So you need to be trying to figure out that greatness and go ahead and take up space.
And
And
that's why
so,
I say it all the time. The worst thing that could have happened for y'all, and when I say y'all, I mean the haters and the people that feel some type of way and don't want to see me flourish. The worst thing that could have happened for y'all is me learning me. I
yeah,
don't know what to tell y'all now. You can't make me. I don't care what you say. I know I have flaws. I'm actively working on those though, and I also recognize that me actively working on my flaws and taking accountability, that makes me bigger too.
yes,
So either way, I'm going up. That's
yeah,
how I feel at this
yeah.
point.
No, that's the big thing, and that's a big move, and that's such a necessary transition to go through because we'll find ourselves clamming up around those that are taking up space. You know what I'm saying? Shrinking to those that are walking in the authority. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So it's like it's a necessary transition. I am grateful that you reached that point in life where you had someone in your life that said,
Mhm.
"Take this time to take up space and stop playing." You know, it's like that's what I be telling people. Like, man, stop playing. Like, come on now, it's time to expect. We don't shrink. Like that's my thing.
Exactly.
We don't shrink for nothing for no one. At the same token, ain't nobody walk around here breaking those shits like
Exactly.
like we everything over and beyond what we are expressing, right, or manifesting. But at the same token, we're not about to bite our tongue. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not tucking our tail for none of that. And so I love that. So yeah, so I get that. I already knew that though. I already knew that. I promise you I knew that. I promise you I knew that. And so that friend that was pretty much, and I like that. I like the terminology of taking up space. So that friend was pretty, you've been kind of on the side. What is that? Do you hear that?
I do, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that's like a whole situation going
Who
on.
don't want us to talk?
Yeah, that's a whole situation going on.
My connection still still says the same. I
Yeah,
still have all my bars.
the connection is definitely there, but it almost sounds like there's something else picking up. Is your Bluetooth, is that off?
Yeah, it cut off in my ear. That's why I took it off. I'm putting it in the case to see if that's. Hello?
Okay. One, two,
Okay,
one, two.
that sounds better.
That's it?
Yeah, that was probably it.
Okay. Do this too,
But
just in
it
case.
died in my ear, so I don't understand.
Yeah, that was just whatever. We already know. I already expected that too. Like, so we ain't about to play with it. Okay, whatever. Like, it's interference, right? And so
Yeah.
no, so that friend of yours, during that particular time, when was that? Like, how far back was that? Do you remember exactly when that
That
was?
was like 7 years ago when I was going through my divorce.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it was because I did what everybody expected me to do. I didn't do it for the right reasons. I did it because that's what was expected of me at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do have multiple children's fathers, so it was all, well, how many kids you gonna have, and you're not married to none of their dads, and all of that type of stuff. So even though I knew he wasn't ready to be a husband and I wasn't ready to be his wife, we got married. So it was kind of over before it started. Like the relationship was pretty much ending when we got married. So that was like the last try type of situation. So I shrunk a lot after that. I felt like because of the reception that I got from my family, it wasn't a reception that you would naturally expect where they tried to comfort me or hear me out. I became an enemy because everybody loved him. So because I was the one who actually acknowledged, hey, this is not working, we need to separate, I became the enemy from my family, which kind of like threw me off. So it made me feel really small. It was the friend group that I had that was around me. They were not having it. They like, man, what I learned through that period as well is like, even though I'm related to those people, that doesn't mean they know me. Doesn't mean that they know the grown woman I am. I've been pretty much out of the house since I was like 17. So y'all, you don't know me. Honestly. You My mom has not really lived in the same state with me a lot during my adult years. She's like, once my father passed in '09, she just left. Like, she's been gone. And she just came back recently, but it's like we've never been.
Which would have allowed the opportunity to get to know you.
Yeah, like I'm a female junior. We have the same name. Our birthdays are 5 days apart, but we are not the same. We are not, and it's always been made very relevant that she didn't want daughters. I'm the only daughter. I have three brothers. It was always made very relevant that even though we're the same sign, that I was nothing like her, and she didn't know where I came from, and all of these things because I'm more expressive. Like my mom is very laid back, play the background, and I'm more of a person like I'm not like you said, I'm not braggadocious about it, but it's like, yeah, you're gonna see me, you're gonna feel my energy. But that's also because I wasn't allowed that with her growing up. I was supposed to be seen and I heard what happened in this house stays in this house, all that type of stuff. And I'm the curse breaker. I'm the one who didn't get pregnant before she graduated. I'm the one who graduated early with an advanced diploma. The one who's working on her master's degree. They don't even know I have a bachelor's. I've always separated myself in some way to get away from all of those curses. I couldn't do it. The addictions and all of that, I just couldn't do it. And like I said, I have my own stuff that I have to deal with. I do have PTSD and trauma and things that I went through from my childhood that I have to deal with that I know are passed on. But I've been literally building my whole life around not trying to continue the stuff that they have going on, and that has been going on for generations. And our people, it's not really favorable for you to try to
Yeah.
deviate. If you want to go into therapy, my family, why are you telling the people your business? But they also, when I started the summit, when I did started my nonprofit and I had my summit and stuff, they all, I'm so proud of you. They don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
to some degree, unfortunately, we have to realize they're ignorant to the facts of some things, right? They're really oblivious to certain aspects of
for
reality.
sure.
I want to try something because I'm still hearing it, and I'm not.
Hmm.
That's not okay. So let me do this real quick. Okay, is that your end?
It sounds like it's coming from you because when you just spoke, it started it again.
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Did you hear it now?
No.
No. Yeah, and when I muted you and spoke, I didn't hear it. But when I muted me, and of course you can't hear me because I muted me. I was hearing it. So I don't know.
Weird.
Yeah, we'll keep that.
It was doing fine at first.
Yeah, let me do. I just don't want that to be an ongoing issue. 1 2 1 2 1 2. All right, we're gonna push past. We're gonna believe it's gonna pass. Okay.
Okay.
So since you mentioned that, let's go back. Let's go
Mhm.
back to childhood. So where were you born and raised?
Richmond, Virginia, Southside, Blackwood, to be specific.
Okay, okay, okay. And you said you have how many brothers?
I have three.
Three. They
Mhm.
older, younger?
I have one younger, two older.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How was the relationship with them when you guys were young?
Mm, so with my younger brother, we're the only ones that have the same mother and the same father. We grew up in the house together, so like I kind of helped raise him. So that's my baby. That's he's a grown man now, but that's my baby. Um, our relationship is very tight, but it's tainted because he was
Hmm.
also a part of the group during my divorce that kind of chose the other side. And it's just like everything that I've done for you, just you. Are you serious right now? Like,
Hmm.
you, really? It was a lot that went on. It was a lot that went on. And um, yeah, I just recently realized that I'm not over that stuff. And it's
Hmm.
only the like I've forgiven my ex and all that stuff for the stuff that happened and what we went through. But my mom and my little brother is the hardest for me.
Hmm.
It's
You're still
bothering
struggling.
me. Yeah, because it's when people do things to you that you would have never done to them, that hits a little different. And
Oh
some of
yeah.
those situations, like I've been homeless and everything, and my brother knew this with my children, and my brother knew this, and he was still okay with dealing with people that put us in that situation. Like you're hanging with
Hmm.
him even though your sister's sleeping on your couch. He's walking in
Hmm.
past me and his child to go upstairs while we're sleeping on your couch and you're playing the game with him. That type of stuff.
Hmm.
And that's just a small example. But it's just like and it was like anybody that I tried to confide in about it, it was always put into, well, they're males, they have their own relationship and this, that, and the third. And it's like they wouldn't know each other if it wasn't for me.
Right.
So what does you being males have to do with loyalty and
Have to do
respect
it.
and honor? What is I would never. I couldn't see me doing that type of thing to my brother.
Yeah.
I couldn't see me suing my daughter because she called off her wedding. Not her and her fiance, but my daughter.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
it's just certain things you just can't
Yeah.
And also because there's no acknowledgement. That's what I had to learn through me going through my childhood and choosing to go to therapy when everybody in my family has really kind of like try to run from it.
Mm,
Is that's probably why it's always going to sting the way it does, and it's always going to be a thing because it's really just the acknowledgement. Like my dad did stuff when I was a kid too, but before he passed, he apologized and he acknowledged it.
mm,
It's the fact that you keep trying to act like it didn't happen and everybody got their crosses to bear and all that stuff. I don't
yeah,
understand.
yeah. Because it's almost like you can't unexperience some things, and I think that's what people expect you to. People think forgiveness means you're unexperiencing it or unseeing it or unhearing. You can't unfeel it, right? And I would
Exactly.
never use those words that way, but that's just, I think that that's kind of like the concept people get when it comes
Hmm.
down to forgiveness.
It's like, okay, you said you forgive me, so you're supposed to treat me the way you did before it happened. That's not how
Yeah,
that works.
mm, it's, not-
That's not
it's
how that
a totally
works
different
at all.
process. Yeah, it's a totally different process. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um.
but my older brothers, they were unfortunately in and out of incarceration. The one that's right over me, that's my mom's son. He served 18 years. Um, and then my other brother, he's always like did stints in and out. So it wasn't really much of a relationship with my oldest brother, the one that did the smaller stints. I was broken when my other brother went away because that was my best friend. And he's been home now for basically right after I got divorced or
Oh.
separated. That's when he came home. So we've been building our relationship back up. Now we back like we never left. Um, that's like the closest bond that I have. I want to say out of my mom's side of the family, to be honest,
Mhm. So.
because we understand each other.
Mhm.
And even with he and I, we have conversations about our childhood and how we all saw different sides of our mom, just like with my kids. They all had different versions of me. Like I
Mhm.
was 19 and pregnant the first time, and then I was 22. You know, it was like it was a different phase and a different
Right.
part of me. My son wasn't born until I was almost 30. He has a whole different experience from me
Right.
of me than my 18-year-old does. It's
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
she be having her moments where I'm the worst person to ever walk this earth and her daddy can do no wrong. But then you can't tell him anything about his mom. You get what? My mommy what?
Mhm.
So it's the same thing with us. Like I try to explain that to my brothers about each other. Like you're the oldest of my mom's kids, you're the youngest. Y'all are not going to have the same experience. And I'm
I
in the
know.
middle. So I've
Yeah.
seen all of it.
Mhm.
So, and I'm the only girl, so my experience is different from y'all's.
Mhm.
So,
But that's an important
I
distinction because a lot of times we feel like that's mom, that's dad, that's brother, and
mm-hmm.
we're ignoring the fact that yeah, but you like I'm come from a big family, and even my husband had five
Mm-hmm.
kids. So from my immediate family, none of us had the same mother, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like my
Yeah,
oldest sister's like in her 60s. You know what I'm saying? So we
exactly.
we
So
don't. So
that's
it's
a whole
almost like the
different
mother
vibe.
I know is not the mother they know. Like like literally I've never met the mother that they were raised that raised them. I've never met her. I don't know that mother.
And that's exactly what I was explaining to my brothers. Like, he's not going to understand your view
Mm-hmm.
of her and you're not going to understand his view of her. Now my younger brother is now starting to see some of the things that we have already known her to be because she's now starting to he's getting to a point now he has his own family. She's starting to impose on his life and things and stuff. So now he's starting to be like, man, she always been like this. And we like, oh, don't come ask us about your mama now. But so I know
Yeah.
it comes with time and with you going through things and growing up and stuff. So that's why I try to be. I no, I don't try to be. I used to try to be the mediator because I have
Used to.
since removed myself from that position. I've been the glue for long enough. Now I feel like everybody else need to hold themselves together.
Yeah.
That's just where I am now.
Yeah. Yeah. Because essentially, one can become the target when you're the glue. You know what
And
I'm
I
saying?
had,
Like the glue becomes a problem eventually.
yep,
Even though the glue's primary agenda is solution based, but somehow the glue becomes the problem. You know,
everything
so
get
that's a
pointed this
dysfunction.
way, and I'm just like, I don't even be around y'all now. Now it's like I'm not even around for me to be the problem, and I'm still the problem.
Still the
Y'all
problem.
see, y'all that's because
That's
y'all
why I
need to
said
go
that's a
talk to the lady.
dysfunction. That's how you know that's a dysfunction. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. But I
Yeah.
also recognize that with growing up that way and going through those things in my childhood, it makes it easy to recognize that in friendships and business and everything
Mm-hmm.
else too, because it's the same way. Like some of the friend groups or some of the places that I worked in, things like that, I had become the glue, the one that kept everybody together, that everybody knew everybody because of me and wanted to work with each other because of me and all that stuff. And then somehow again, everything was pressure fault. Pressure was this pressure. Now that I'm not around, it's like, where pressure at? What? What?
Yeah.
Don't ask me no questions.
Yeah.
Don't ask me no
Yeah.
questions.
Yeah.
I have literally removed myself for the last year and a half. I have literally only really focused on my projects and the things I had going on, because for
Mm-hmm.
so long I was spreading myself amongst my family and everything they had going on, amongst people in their businesses, organizations, everywhere. I was just not sleeping for real, just bouncing around my kids and all the stuff they had going on. Just and then when it came time when I decided to really push my nonprofit and my photography business and things like that, it was very silent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure very quiet. Yeah. That's an unfortunate response, right? And so what I'm hearing, and you correct me if I'm wrong, what I'm hearing is, um, how do I want to say this? When you're sit here as the ones who recalibrate the bloodline, right? When you're the one that sit here um, as this manifestation of one that reverses, that unlearns, that undoes, right? It's like the yeah, traditional the curse breaker. I was just trying to avoid from saying that because I feel like it's
Mm-hmm.
very watered down at this point in life. But when you're sitting here with that, it's unfortunate that's kind of part of,
Yeah, the
you know what I'm
isolation.
saying? Like it's almost like a part of the
You end up
assignment.
literally by yourself, and you have to learn to be okay with being just by yourself. And now I'm so okay with being by myself. It's very hard for me to want to include people and stuff. It's like automatic. I'm like, I'll do it by myself. I do it by myself. I
Yeah,
got it. It's okay.
yeah,
I'll just go by
yeah,
myself. It's like, but it's so peaceful.
yeah.
It's so much more peaceful, because when I used to try to tag people along and include people and stuff, I was stressed out. Now I just be gone and people figure out that I did what I did after I finish.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you see the pictures and the evidence, and you see me booked here, and you see me doing that. You'll see it later.
Yeah.
That's how I feel now.
Well, like I was saying, it's part of that assignment, right? And I think that with that assignment, there's this desire, especially when we begin to feel ourselves rise and
Mm-hmm.
we're growing and we're blossoming. I believe it's a trigger. It's like a knee jerk for us to say, "Hey, come on, come on.
Yep.
I'm going somewhere. Come on, you can hold the camera, you hold the suitcase. Don't matter. Just what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying. Just come along. I'm going somewhere." And I think that's a natural desire, which is great, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's honorable, you know what I'm saying? It's very community minded. But I think what ends up happening to that leader that you seem to present yourself to be is that we don't just stretch ourselves thin. That's not just what we do. We make ourselves obligated to help
Whew.
people rise with us when that was never the intention to be
Never.
obligated. So that's almost like a thing where you gotta like blame self, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, I could have done it different. I didn't have to. I mean, that's something my husband and I had to face. And I won't get too deep into it, but it's like trying to go back and hire, go back and hire all the people from, our
Mm-hmm.
neighborhood and such and such. And it's like, oh no, that's what we gotta do. That's what we're supposed to do. We said when we made it that we would do this, and we made an obligation, not necessarily a reward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We burden ourselves with the responsibility, not making ourselves available to simply assist. You see what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So it's like we kind of went beyond what that unction was. You know what I'm saying? The unction was to put everybody on your back and on your shoulders. That wasn't
Yeah,
the
but
look.
see, that's also, it's like it's a balance in between the
Oh
self and then also the expectations that people try to put on you. Because
yeah, yeah.
okay, say you recognize I've been doing a little too much, and you like, hey, this is a little too much, but this is what I can do. I'm not gonna do what I used to do no more.
Mm-hmm.
That was a bit too much, but this is what I can do. Then you look that crazy, like, what you mean you
Yeah,
can't do it no more? What you mean?
yeah.
They don't care nothing about all the times that you say
Mm-hmm.
yes. All they care about is that no.
Mm-hmm.
And so now it's like I don't have to say no because it's just me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You
And
practice
when
that
I
enough, so now
choose,
they know not to ask.
yeah, like it's like I don't want it to be that way because that's not my nature and it's not my heart. And the people who can ask, they ask because they know who they are. They can ask me
Mm-hmm.
fine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's just that is, yeah, it's not for everybody. I'm not for everybody. I don't want to be for everybody. I used to try to be, um, I don't know how to explain it. Not really a people pleaser because it was never really that.
Well, I was
Like where I
Captain.
was just,
I was Captain
see,
Save.
yeah, that was kind of what it was. It was like, I always felt like, let me show you what, like, even though you might not be the best person, let me show you what type of person I am. Let me show you this, and maybe that'll flip you to,
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
yeah,
No,
yeah.
nope, mm-mm. I give it
Because
to
you find yourself
who
trying to be
deserves
something
it.
to someone for them. And we can't
Mm-hmm.
be that for them. That's for them to become and evolve into. Yeah. No, I totally get that. And before we go back, I really I'm convinced that there's been like this a shift, right? Yeah, because I'm hearing
Okay.
the same language from the same version or caliber of people is how I want to
Mm-hmm.
describe. I'm hearing the same language, the same frustration, the same overwhelmingness, right? The same no
We
more.
tired.
Yeah, yeah. That's
We
why I know it's
tired. The
going
strong
on.
friends and strong family members are tired.
Mhm.
We're tired. And then outside of that, not just being tired because the tired part has already passed for me. I'm at a point where I just use that energy for what it was supposed to be used for, whether
Yeah,
it make other people uncomfortable or not. Now I don't worry about everybody else's feelings. If
yeah,
I know that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, Allah has allowed me to do, that's what I follow. The rest of it, y'all figure it out on the back end.
right.
Go consult your higher power and figure out
Yeah,
how you feel about what I got going on.
right.
So I'm gonna go ahead and keep trucking
Yeah,
and make myself happy because that I spent enough of my life not being happy.
yeah.
I'm 38 years old. I feel like a good 30 some years was enough. I feel like that's enough.
Mm-hmm. Because I definitely do believe there's a sense of fulfillment in being that to people, right? It is a bit self gratifying, and I think it's very addictive, right? I think
Yeah.
it's very addictive being there for people, coming to the aid, being the assistance, being the shoulder, and all
Mhm.
that. So I think in that, I think that's how we kind of get lost in the assignment. You know what I'm saying? Because you know
Exactly.
what I'm saying. First of all, it feels genuine. Like I know I'm not forcing myself to do it in the beginning,
Hmm.
so it all feels so in alignment, if you will. Like I thought everybody was my assignment. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like if I met you at the bus stop, the coffee shop, we at
I
the light
know it. It
together,
was
you're
for
my
a reason.
assignment.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it's
exactly.
and you said it a moment ago. It's the lack of balance, and I think that in position of being accountable, right? It's like okay, you just got to realize, okay, we moved the line. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like I lost balance,
Exactly.
and I forgot how valuable being selfish was because I was so busy being selfless that I stopped subscribing to being selfish. I
Yes,
bought
it's
into that.
supposed to go.
That was
You
a
gotta
negative
have
notion,
both.
right? When that was
You
actually
gotta have
something that I
both.
should have held dear to. Yeah, yeah. You did say something a minute ago. You were mentioning about how in your older years your mom was never really in the states, right? Or at least living in the same,
In this state, yeah, in the same
right?
state.
And so, but in childhood, so you were raised. Your mother raised you throughout your
Hmm.
childhood. Okay.
Yeah, she raised us. I mean, my mom was the mom that worked all the time, which
Mm-hmm.
is what I just realized that I was turning into, and which is why I just let jobs go. But anyways, um, we were latchkey kids. So it's like my dad was in and out of the house because my dad had substance problems. And so it was a lot of them fighting, him being under the influence, police being called, all types of situations. Um, so it was like we were raised by both of our parents for the most part
Mm-hmm.
when they
Mm-hmm.
were okay, but it was never, we weren't making it throughout the month without the police being called
Mm-hmm.
at least once, or him going to stay with my aunt, or water being cut off, or my mom had her keys under my pillow because he was trying to take the car, or it was always something.
Mm-hmm.
Or when I got to the age where I could drive, my mom had me picking him up from women's houses. So there was
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm. And
So
can
I
you
grew up literally like, I'm going to be everything that you are not. Everything you doing, I'm not doing. My mom worked her behind off, still does. Always worked, but she did not tend to nothing else. I had to tend to the house and cook and clean and make sure everybody ate and all that stuff because she was at work. She's a chef. So she was at work for like 18 hours a day cooking, working at the juvenile detention centers and all of that stuff. So when she came home, she didn't really have much for us. My dad never really worked my whole childhood. Like he just
Yes.
lived off of what my mom gave him.
Mm.
So
I'm sure to your point when you're saying I'm gonna be everything you're not, basically. So you can remember that at a young age that was like this is not what it should be when
yeah,
you
it was
were
very
young.
clear to me. Like it was very clear to me on so many levels. As a woman, my grandmothers always made me feel like a princess. I was a princess,
Mm.
but I wasn't treated like that in my household. So I was kind of confused because it's like over here, I'm not supposed to be doing this stuff that she got me over here doing every day. Like
Mm.
I'm the man of the house or the woman of the house. And then I was going through what I was going through with my father. I was abused. So you leaving me in here to basically take your position when you're not here.
Mm.
And then you're treating me like I'm doing it on purpose. Like I want to be in this position. So I'm a daughter that was treated like the side lady
Mm.
in my mother's house, basically.
Mm. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
So yeah. So
Mm.
that's what I mean, like watching her accept certain things and protect him and not take care of herself and like the fighting and the doing all of that around the kids and all of that stuff. That was always something that I was very serious about.
Not
We're
good.
not doing that. I'm not bringing that in my kids' lives. And that's why when I felt like my own marriage was heading that way, I was like,
Mm.
I gotta go. When it start getting to the point where we're not respecting each other, we can't talk to each other like we need to. We're not caring that the kids are here. You
Right.
know, you have time when you're by yourself with your partner and y'all might get into it, whatever. That's one thing. But if you not even being mindful that they're right there, it's getting to that point. It's time to go.
Mm.
That's always been like the clicker for me. No
Because it was
matter
like
what,
a familiar atmosphere.
very,
Makes like
and that's where majority of my trauma comes from.
mm.
And I know that because I've been in therapy for like 10 years. But yeah, it made it so that I'd rather leave. And that's why I do have different relationships and different children's fathers. They were all relationships. It wasn't like I was just out here having babies.
Right.
But all of these relationships, when it wasn't right, I'm out.
Yeah.
And I believe that it kind of made it harder for me to want to stick it out, like how they say back in the days, your
Right.
grandma, your granddad say, I check out. It don't look right, it don't feel right,
Because
don't
of your
smell
experience.
right. I
Yeah.
gotta go. I am what they say, they call a runner.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't run for no reason. It's I stay and I give effort, I give time, I acknowledge, hey, I'm not happy with this. But once it gets to a certain point, I'm out. And that's even with friendships. I check out. I'm out.
Mm-hmm. Because I can only imagine those experiences can be reminded, glimpses in all types of relationships and atmospheres. It don't have to
Yeah, it's
be
like people don't realize sometimes when I'm in the middle of a situation with people, I'm not even looking at you. I'm seeing a whole different situation that has happened that made me feel the same way that you're making me feel right now. So my reaction is normally based on that and not what's actually going on. And that's why a lot of times I'll just walk away. I'll just, hey, we can't right now because I don't want to overreact or to give too much. Or like I said, I just isolate. You just don't hear from me anymore.
Mhm.
Disappear.
And so that's the knee jerk because you mentioned running and then you mentioned isolation and you mentioned removing yourself, and all of those things pretty much um, spell out the ghost, right? Like just kind of disappearing. As you find yourself, and I'm speaking younger,
Mm-hmm.
like having this imagination, you wish you could just disappear, like you can just
Yep.
become invisible.
I used to try it all the time. I used to try to
Mm,
do little magic tricks and stuff. They put the sheet over their head and they tap it and all that stuff. I used to do all that stuff. I've always been super creative and imaginative. And now, instead of me just quote unquote disappearing, I go into my habitat and I create.
mm,
So I paint. I like customize clothes. I make jewelry. I make candles and bath salts and hair products
mm,
and all types of stuff. I go into that realm. And that's what led me to the podcast and then led me to more into doing the photography side because the coping mechanisms that I use are all like my creative spaces.
creative.
Those are the
So you
things
go into your
that,
creative realm
mhm.
to cope or to maybe self-regulate, if you
Yep,
will.
and to
Mm,
keep me from running. To
right.
it's a way that I can acknowledge my feelings without having to say anything. A lot of my pictures, a lot of my paintings that I have, people don't realize where I was mentally or
When
that painting really means something. And that's why a lot of them I haven't sold. Only two people that have looked at my paintings and literally spoke what I was feeling like, oh, this looks like da
mm,
da da da. Da. That's who I'll sell it to because I don't care about the money because that's not what it's about.
hmm it's the emotional attachment to it
Hmm.
and this headspace you were in when you created it. And if you can
Exactly.
recognize that, then maybe this is for
This is
you.
for you.
Mm,
Exactly. That's how I feel. And it's a lot of them that okay, I'm about to show you one actually.
okay.
This is my little self portrait, but it's basically where I came from and where I want to be. I
Mm,
came from a lot of tears, storms, and feeling like heartbreak was all I knew and everything is always negative. But I just want to be free.
yeah. Hmm.
I just
Wow. I'm
want.
noticing the crown and the clouds is like the transition period of where you headed.
Yep.
Hmm.
And I did that painting in the middle, literally like 2 days after he left my house.
Hmm. So you were really in that creative realm trying to
Yeah.
cope with what's going on.
And I've moved several times since then, but I make sure that like people have tried to buy it from me. It's not happening.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not
that's
happening.
amazing. I can see how creative you are. See, I knew it was more to the itinerary. I kept going back. I swear I went back and I just was like, every time I saw something, I go, hold on, she do that too? I knew that's why I said you in case I missed something. I knew it was more to it. Wow.
Yeah,
But now I
I
kind
don't
of
consider
understand
myself
more
to be
so
like a
why. You're so creative.
painting artist or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a creative. I like
Mm-hmm.
creating
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because my creative looks a lot of different ways. It's not just painting. So
Right. Right. So I wanted to ask you, so did you re- when you were younger, was there a safe space? I know you mentioned grandma treating you like a princess or calling you one. Was she a safe space?
um my dad's mom's house was a safe space. My Mimi. My mom's house was not really a safe space because there's history with my mom, my dad, and my grandmother. I'm gonna
Okay.
leave that where it is.
Okay.
So that was never really a safe space. A lot of the times when my grandmother says things, like even now, she has dementia, and some of the stuff she said to me in the last couple of months have been slides at my dad and
Hmm.
my mom's relationship and stuff. So it was never really safe because they were always going back and forth. Like when we were younger, my mom and her mom weren't really
Hmm.
cool. We couldn't go to my grandmother's house and stuff like that on the weekends. So that's
Hmm.
why now that my grandmother has dementia and we've gone through all the things that we've had to go through with my grandmother, my mom is now trying to force all of us to go to my grandmother's house and go spend time with her. And it's like, you're the one that made it so
That
that we don't even connect to her the way that we naturally would have because you've been telling us who she was all our lives. And
hmm.
she has been that. I'm not going to say she was lying. She has been who she said she was. But you have also been that. So
Yeah.
it's just, and now they're over there together. So
Hmm.
it's real hard for me to go over there.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Yeah.
It's very hard. And I pushed myself. When my mom wasn't here, I was helping more with my grandmother because it was just me and nobody else wanted to acknowledge that something was wrong. I was the
Oh.
one that recognized that, hey, she's sundialing. Hey, she's not remembering this. She thinks it's 7 p.m. is 7 a.m. or she thinks it's 7 a.m. is 7 p.m. That type of stuff.
Hmm.
And yeah, so nobody believed me for almost 2 years.
Hmm. Yeah.
So it's like my dad's mom, her house was like the traditional grandmother. We had the Easter egg hunt. She taught me how to
Hmm.
make rolls and um, she, straighten comb my hair and taught me how to straighten comb people's hair. And it was always some blue magic going on. She might throw her slipper at you. We called it the boomerang slipper because it was gonna go back to her. It's gonna bounce off you and go back to her every time. It didn't matter who she threw it at. And she was always trying to slide you some money while her parents weren't looking. So I did have her as that. And my friends used to trip off of me because I would always want to go to my grandma's house. Like they want to be outside at home. I want to be at my grandma's house.
Hmm. Because it was a safe place.
I was allowed to be a kid. I didn't have
Hmm.
to go in there and clean her house. I didn't have to go in there and wash all her
Cooking.
clothes and hold this up and do this for her and do that for her. Like I really had, and I know a lot of people have had that experience where your parent is literally sitting right there and they don't want to go across the room and they call you to come get a remote and stuff like that. To
Yeah.
me, like those moments are embedded in my brain. It's certain things that were done and certain things that my mom said to us as kids that were extremely traumatic and toxic. And
Hmm.
I would never forget it and I'll never impose that on my kids.
Yeah. Hmm.
So
So as
we
you,
had that little section of, I guess you would say, a safe space, but majority of the time, no.
Mhm. I was going to ask, it probably didn't suffice for what it sounds like that was going on at home.
No, not at all. Especially because that my dad was my grandmother's baby.
Okay.
He's the baby. He got all sisters. He has three
Hmm.
sisters, and he the baby. And you get what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
he could do no wrong. So it was just everybody was just doing what they was doing, and
Yeah.
we were just in the middle of it. And then we grew up in Blackwell, so it's a lot that we saw that we shouldn't have saw. There were people shot in front of me on my porch, and I was like 9.
Hmm.
So it's like those are things that come to my dreams now. at
Yeah.
38 that I didn't even realize that I remembered what the scene looked like, who it was, that type of stuff.
Mhm.
And then like I was on TikTok or Instagram or something scrolling, and I saw somebody's face, and then it put it like it was somebody like saying R.I.P. It's been this many years, this, that, and the third. Can't believe you're not here, type of thing. And I'm like, I seen that person before, and it wasn't until I went to sleep, and I woke up out of my sleep like, oh,
Mhm.
type thing. So
Wow.
yeah, like it, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, sounds like a lot. And I unfortunately can recall. I remember sharing with my husband. I mean, it's probably a few years back, because it was unbeknownst to him. I never shared it. I kept a lot of things kind of close, um,
Mm-hmm.
just early on. But I realized how I had nightmares until I was like, I don't know, maybe 28,
Mm-hmm.
30, about stuff that happened when I was like 14. And I mean, it was like
Yep.
real in the moment.
It be real in
And
the
I
moment.
remember
You can
the
feel it.
same
You're
blanket on the
crying, you
bed.
sweating like you running. It's
Yeah.
all types of people don't really understand that. And like I said, those things made it like it was like inevitable. I had to go to therapy. I had to go figure out what was going on because I realized like I would get in those modes where those things would come up and I didn't know what to do with it. So I would just get depressed. Like
Mm,
now, right now, my isolation is natural and it's healthy. It's I isolate, to take care of what I need to take care of, or I'm just not in the mix like I used to be, type of thing.
mm-hmm,
Back then, my isolation was literally me not wanting to get out the bed to wash my behind. My
mm,
isolation was me not wanting to be here anymore, me not wanting to eat, me not doing nothing but
mm,
sleeping and having blackout curtains all the time and not wanting to see sun. That's not where I'm at. That isolation was totally different. I ended up almost 300 pounds during that isolation.
mm,
So, and a lot of ailments and things that I have now, I know have to do with that time period because I've lost the weight, but now, last July I was in the hospital for 4 days for blood pressure. And I didn't know that I had high blood pressure. I just woke up and my nose was bleeding and then it started coming out my eyes
mm. And
and
that
it
was like,
wouldn't stop.
mm,
So that's the only reason that I even knew that this was going on because I've had testing for other stuff and all of that. And it was never a problem. Even with my kids, I never had, preeclampsia or anything like that. So I was just very confused, like, where did this come from? But what I realized, even in the hospital, they kept giving me different blood pressure medicines, but no one addressed my anxiety because I'm not used to being admitted to the hospital. They gave
mm,
me the anxiety medicine, it went down immediately. My blood pressure is literally linked to my anxiety, me ignoring the fact that things
oh,
were stressing me out and I was anxious and I
hmm,
was just doing this. I'll deal with it later. I'll deal with it later.
right,
I'll deal with it later.
exactly.
Like, that's literally what it
Mm,
was. And even to this day, if I feel like my blood pressure, because I can feel it, of course, I can feel my heart racing and stuff like that. If I take my anxiety medicine,
mm,
it's no problem because that's literally what it is. It's something that I'm suppressing that's bothering me because it's so natural for me. Like it's things that's bothering me right now that I'm suppressing, and I know I'm gonna have to deal with it when I get off this because I've triggered myself. I've talked about some things that are triggering for me, but I used to not acknowledge it. I used to be, it's not that serious. I'd be all
oh,
right. And then
oh,
I would, instead of me going in here and journal like I'm about to do, I would go and try to go to sleep
mm,
so I can just wake up and not remember what was
mm,
bothering me. And that's how I woke up with a 6 hour nosebleed.
mm. I want to ask you, do you recall developing like a strong resentment towards your mother by the time you got out of grade school?
Yep, I still have it.
Yeah.
I'm not speaking to her right now.
Mm,
It's something that just recently happened that basically I thought we were on a better path. We were like having our little meetups and talking. She was coming to my house. I was going to her house. And she chose somebody over me again,
mm. So
blatantly.
that's
And
the
not just me,
potential.
but that's also she chose them over not just me, but my brother, the baby. So
Mm.
that's when I say he's now recognizing some of the things that we were talking about.
Mm.
This specific situation that just happened, it got everybody looking at her crazy. And
Mm.
she's literally trying to act like she don't know that it's a problem.
So it's almost like she's showing that version of herself to him that he couldn't recognize at one point. He wasn't familiar with. Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm.
Because he's normally shielded from it. It's normally not towards him.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my older brother normally are the ones that have gotten that, or friends, that she's had. But he's always kind of been protected. He's always been, he the baby. I don't know.
Shelter.
He's spoiled.
Mm.
And even when she's got on him about certain things, it was never to the effect of this type of situation where it was very clear that there were two ways you could have went and you chose to go over there. And then the fact that you have not acknowledged what happened to either of your children that were involved is wild.
Mm.
But you keep calling, asking me to do this and do that. And I literally have texted her and said, I don't have the capacity.
Mm. Because now you're in a position to take care of yourself, and you have an option not to be burdened with the responsibility. And if
Exactly.
she's not going to be accountability, you have the option to opt out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm not even, I feel like, just like I treat other people outside, when I say they know what they're doing, they're
Mm.
adults, you know what you're doing. I don't have to come to you and send you a 4-page letter and say, hey, this is what you did. This is how you hurt my feelings. I did that. I used to put notes on her door when I was a kid, expressing my feelings. She would just tear them up. None of that stuff matters to her. But if
Mm.
I was 16 and I wanted to get some shoes or something, and she wouldn't allow me to work while I was in high school. So if I didn't make enough money doing hair, braiding hair, or something like that to get what I wanted, and I got money from her, I had to sign a contract that I was paying you back with
Mm.
interest at 15 and 16. But me writing you a letter expressing how I feel
Mm.
makes no difference. So now I'm at a point where it's just okay. I want to see how long it's going to take you to recognize that your two youngest children are not speaking to you and haven't been for over a month.
Mm. Did you find yourself, as you gradually got older, maybe 18, 19, 20,
Mm-hmm.
um, there's a term where we say we bleed on people that didn't cut us?
I definitely did.
Find yourself
I definitely did. I bled on people that didn't cut me, and I also let in similar energy because it was familiar.
familiar.
So, like, there were people who didn't deserve a certain side of me that got it because of that, and there were people who got sides of me that they shouldn't have because of that. And
Yeah.
again, this is an ongoing process, even down to me at this point figuring out whether or not I even ever want to get married again or if I want to be in a relationship again or anything. Because some of the people that I have allowed access to me, even in the last 7 years, I just feel like, why did I open that door? What was wrong with me? What was going on? And me tapping into those things is really making me, I don't know, it's making it clear to me what I really want. And I guess it's also making me feel like it probably don't exist.
Hmm. I mean, it's self-assessment will take you down those roads, right? It's like,
For sure.
and you got to be honest with all the conclusions that you come up with. You know what I'm saying? When you self,
Yeah. And it's like I want to be realistic, but I also know what I give and what I come with. So it's like, how about you be realistic and I just get what I want? Because I know I'm going to do mine. So I'm going to need you to do yours too. And if that
right?
means I'm just going to, be by myself, then cool.
Yeah.
I'm not pressed. I used to be, especially
Mm-hmm.
during that bleeding on people period. I felt like I had to have a person,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I ended up having a baby so early.
Mm-hmm. So when was therapy a decision?
Therapy was a decision first of all, I started therapy when I was in high school,
Oh.
um, because of some stuff that had happened when I was a kid. And then my mom kind of pulled us out because I was talking too much. So then I went through some issues with my second pregnancy, and I lost my son, my first son. My daughter was a twin. So um, because of how I lost her, I was in an abusive relationship, lost him, and all the stuff that went on with him. It kind of sent me down, and they put me, like, they made me take therapy sessions. Like, hey, you going to therapy or you going to sit in this room? What you gonna do? So I went to therapy for like a year after that, and then I dropped off from it again. And then when I decided to get engaged to my son's father, um, we started therapy together. Like, it was supposed to be us, like, because he's been through similar stuff, which we realized while we were together. Like, our parents used to party together, so we've been around each other since we was kids, and we didn't know. Um, like them adult parties where all the kids is in one room and all the adults is in the living room and the kitchen and stuff, that type of stuff. So he had some trauma too from his stuff. So we both knew that it was affecting each other. This was like right when I was about to hit 30. So I was in that reflective realm, and I just never stopped going. He did. He never finished any of the homework or anything. And I just kept going. Like, we were living in Kentucky when we first started. We moved back here. I found another therapist. I just kept finding new therapists. And even when I got here at first, I kept running into therapists that knew him, which was kind of blowing me. I felt like God was playing with me or something. Like, why do you keep sending me all these little women that's lusting over this man? They just going, oh, you talking about him? First of all, that's not what you're supposed to say as a therapist.
Right.
It's not, I seen y'all engagement photos, all that type of stuff. No, that is not what I needed. So I went through a few at first, and I started getting discouraged. But then I found this one lady, and she talked to me to this day. She talked to me. She's not my therapist no more, but we still talk because she talked to me like she my auntie. And that's what I needed. Like, she literally will check me now, like, hey, what's going on? Like, she watches my posts and stuff. She can tell where I am mentally and emotionally, and she be, you ain't posted in a couple of days. Who you hiding from, ma'am?
She's learned your behavior. She's learned your behaviors.
Yeah. Excuse me. Because I don't like when people, people get online and start crying and stuff. Or when it's everything going on, you got to post 17 million memes about what's going on. If I post a meme, it's probably not what I'm going through right there. The stuff that I'm really going through, I will not post about. So she's one of the people that recognize it. And then after that, I started to go back to school, and I chose to go into working in mental health because I had already been a DSP, working in group homes and doing community engagement and stuff like that. I've done a lot of jobs. I've worked everywhere. Okay. And I've come to the conclusion that I work best for myself. So all the jobs that I have now are literally my own businesses that I might pop up and do them certain places, but they're my businesses. I don't work for nobody. But I've done everything. I am a licensed insurance agent in 46 states. I, property and casualty. I did health insurance, Medicaid, Medicare services, CMS. I done worked at multiple banks. I didn't even down to McDonald's, been a crew chief. I did everything. Retail, all of that stuff. I tried everything because that's one thing I am grateful for. From my childhood, we were taught to try everything once. You can't say you don't like it if you haven't tried it. So I have tried everything. That's why when people are like, what don't you do? I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet.
Because you don't know yet.
I don't know.
There's other things y'all need to try before you can determine.
Y'all got to figure that out after I'm in the dirt.
So, okay.
Like, what she did. Because until then, I'm going to keep
what is it? I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was saying because until then, I'm gonna keep adding to it.
Right, right. And I believe that. I believe that. So I want to ask you this. So out of everything you discussed and different accomplishments and different things you tried, is there an accomplishment that is impressive to people, but it costs you so much more emotionally than people will ever
Me being in the R.
know? Oh, wow. I haven't seen the movie, but I've seen enough clips to see how that could. Hmm.
No, it's not even. I have a very small part. My part is literally at the end of the first episode, but I was the production assistant,
Oh, okay.
and I poured a lot into that, and I had a lot going on, and yeah, it messed me up.
Hmm. Like throughout the duration of it being
Mhm.
created, or is it kind of like you were able to make it through, but then afterwards you kind of.
No, throughout the duration, like from beginning to end.
Hmm.
Even like afterwards, after it was finished and we were promoting and everything, it was just a lot.
Hmm.
It took a lot of emotion out of me. That's also, like I said, where I realized that um, I was doing too much.
Okay, that was during that time. Hmm.
Yeah, and it was a great experience, and I learned a lot from it, and I grew a lot from it. But I do know that a lot of lessons that I learned the way I did, I wouldn't have if I wasn't a part of that.
Okay. Hmm. So even that, even though it might have been triggering and draining, you probably needed that at that time.
I needed it. I just don't feel like I needed it that way
Okay.
because that, like, I felt like even if it was from the same situations, from the same people, if it wasn't done the way that it was done, it wouldn't hurt the way it did. It was like certain things were put on display that shouldn't have been. There were, it was just not favorable for me.
Hmm. Okay.
I gained a lot of connections with people, and I also lost connections with people that I came into that space with. So
Mhm. Yeah. Won't dig too much into that.
yeah, I won't go into. I'm like I've already had so many discussions. People keep trying to have discussions with me about that situation, and because a lot of people still want to know why I don't still work with them and things like that. And it's just not meant. Like it served its time, it served its purpose and stuff. But when based on the question that you asked me, that is something that a lot of people are like, "Oh, you're a production assistant. Oh, you in the movie." Da, 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 da. Like y'all don't even know.
How much it costs you. Hmm.
Y'all have no idea.
Hmm. So when you think about, I mean, because with everything I've heard, without making an assumption on my part, if you um, had to revisit the little girl, and that's doing any time, any portion.
Oh, me and her have conversations every week.
I love it. That thank you. That part. But if there was an encounter uh, with that little girl, and you might have already had, what was your greatest concern with her that you could have said to her, or what you could have done, or maybe should have done? They
Speak
could
up,
have.
son. Once you speak up, it'll actually end. Speak up sooner. And not just about a little bit of it, about everything. I feel like a lot of the pain I still carry is because now I'm vocal, but it's too late. It's already happened.
So it's almost like I'm now what I wish I could have been when I was younger, but how effective can it be now
Mhm.
that the damage is done?
Yep. And that's why can't nobody shut me up, because it's like y'all don't know how long I done
Stay
stuff
quiet.
my words in and suck stuff up and push it. That's why I'm very, everybody who talks about, or you ask about Pressure, she mean, she stern, she don't play. I love that. I love that y'all know not to play with me, because for so long I let everybody just teeter totter, do whatever they wanted to, mold me however they wanted to. It was just play doh. It was just all fun.
Yeah,
And yeah, I do deserve the respect that I demand. And I give the respect that I demand as well. So it's not like I'm just around here thinking that I'm above anybody, but at the same time, I know how much work I put into this person. So you can't come playing with me. You cannot. You just can't.
I really think it's this. I mean, there's many misconceptions, right? But I think there's this misconception with people when you've taken a certain stance in life, whether you know tolerance, whether
Mm-hmm.
you're super aggressive because you're passionate, whether you're just super assertive because you were
Exactly.
doormat. People, you know what I'm saying? So it's almost like they witness or experience this part of you, not knowing where it came from. And,
Mm-hmm.
and I get it. It's nobody's business. I mean, who, like
And
I
it's
don't expect
not, but that's
anybody to
also
be
why
out.
people need to always lead with grace, because you don't know that. You don't
Because
know what you say to somebody could literally be the last thing they hear. You don't know.
literally,
And
yes.
that's also why I had to remove myself from certain situations, because again, it's not like in those situations, in all those situations, I was always right. It's just the
Mm,
way that things were handled. And the like I said, when you experience things that you wouldn't do, or someone does you a way you wouldn't do them, it hits differently. And it
very
people don't realize, and what I had to realize in these situations. Some people don't realize the impact they have on your life. Period.
much.
And I'm guilty of that as well. Like, it's a lot of people that now gravitate to me, and we built bonds since those times. I didn't know that the stuff that I was doing made them feel that great, or helped them continue on, and
Mm,
made them, want to continue their careers and this stuff. So it's like,
but
you don't know whether it be good or bad. You never really know. So tread
really
lightly.
don't. And to your point, that's why you lead with grace because of the unknown.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You got to, because otherwise, yeah, you see how the world is.
Yeah, yeah,
It's a lot of people not caring, and it being very prominent, like very in your face, not caring.
yeah, yeah.
It's
And
wild.
very much unapologetic too, in that sense, right? As
Yeah,
far
that's what I
as
mean. Like,
no
just not.
sensitivity.
It's just blatant. Just, this is what it is. Take it or
Yeah,
leave it. Like, wow.
yeah.
Okay, we came up with cool.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, you gotta have something about yourself. You can't just be out here doing things and handling people any type of way and expecting everything to
Yeah,
flourish or to continue to go your way. That's not how it is. So
yeah,
yeah, the speaking up thing, that that's definitely major. I feel like that would have saved me a lot of time and trauma. Like, this part of me could have been here like 10 years ago.
mm-hmm. And I'm sure you might visit this during some of your sessions in therapy. Um, was there a time when you had to sit with yourself and figure out why? Did I take so long to say something? Did you figure out whether it was fear? Did you figure out whether it was
Mm-hmm.
shame?
Yep. I was trying to protect my mom.
Which
Really,
could
my little brother.
mm,
Because I really, really came up treating him like he was my firstborn child, even though we're only 4.5 years apart. And that's how he comes to me. Like, I'm on his medical records. I'm the person he calls when he confused about this or he need that or he's sick or whatever. Still to this day.
So would you say that that could coincide with being triggered when you're giving yourself of someone, when you're being, because and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not trying to dissect too deep. I think I'm really trying to
It's
figure out a
all
correlation
linked.
in my, you know what I'm saying? Like
It is all linked. It
yeah,
literally
yeah.
is all linked. And even with, like I said, with how I feel about the R is connected to my childhood. Some of those people I wouldn't have known if it wasn't for my childhood. So it's very much connected. The way that I was treated, the reason that I feel like I shouldn't have been treated that way is because I'm supposed to be a little sister.
Yeah, yeah. So that's why it was so heavy and triggering. It's almost like you're back in that same space.
Especially with you not recognizing what you were doing until after it was done, and then it just being matter of factual.
Mm.
Like we were talking about the blatancy, the okay, well, that's what happened. It is what it is type thing.
No
And like
real
I said,
accountability or remorse.
and then like I said, it goes from Precious so mean, Precious so this, so evil to you too sensitive. Why are you taking stuff personal? You ain't supposed to look at it that way.
Mm.
And that's why Precious so mean. Precious don't let nobody in. Precious don't talk to nobody. Precious can't have both ways.
Yeah,
What do you want me to do? Be a robot?
right. Mm. And so during your counseling sessions, what do you think was, this is probably going to be a loaded question, but what can you recall in the beginning of, okay, so you started counseling younger, so not necessarily the beginning back then, but once
Mm-hmm.
you became
As
more
an adult.
consistent and more committed to it. What do you think was something that came out of it that you were really oblivious to, that you were surprised you were?
So, they say a lot of women have daddy issues. Excuse me. I realized my issues were more mommy issues than daddy issues. Like, even though some of the things that my dad did definitely warranted me to have issues with him, my real issues, the stuff that makes me the way I am, like why I've allowed certain things in business and relationships and like motherhood, trying to figure that out, trying to navigate what it's supposed to look like versus what I saw, all of that stuff. It's all to my issues with my mom. That's why it's so easy for me to say that yes, I have resentment towards her.
Mm-hmm.
And I've even told her that I have resentment towards her. She doesn't care, but I've told her.
And so having have had, if I can say
Mm-hmm.
it that way, resentment towards your mom for so long, how can you see that affecting your relationships? Like your first child's dad, your marriage. Did you see the correlation of how it might have affected those
I didn't
relationships?
until I stepped outside of them. I because this is the thing. This is also why it's so triggering and why I'm very grateful for where I am right now.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I've always felt this way about my mom and we've always gone through this, I've always fought for my mom's love.
Mm-hmm.
I've literally always tried to make her happy, make her proud. It's literally just been the last year that I started putting my foot down and being like, no, I'm going to focus on me because you don't care type thing. Like it, and it's still hard. It's
Mm-hmm.
hard because naturally I'm your only daughter. I want you to like me. We got the same name. Like our birthdays 5 days apart. Like naturally, I want that connection, but I have accepted that I'm not gonna have it. So my focus, the energy that I was putting into trying to fix that, I just put it into my daughters to make sure that our relationship don't end up that way. And
Because
I pour it
that
into
was
my
actually,
son to make
that's
sure
what I was going
he
to say.
knows that his mom, this is how his mom, this is what love looks like. It doesn't have to be all aggressive and like I don't have to beat my kids. I don't have to I make a face at them and they be ready to cry. We don't really have those issues. We have a whole different bond. Me and my daughter, my youngest daughter's on the phone till like 1:30 this morning on FaceTime. Just chit chat. Like we have a different understanding, and even with my oldest daughter, we go through our stuff. We're going through something right now too, but it's a different understanding because I leave the communication open. I allow her to communicate. I've always let them communicate with me, tell me what I've done wrong, what I've done right, without it being like they just
Yeah.
betrayed the whole family lineage or something. Like I wasn't allowed to say you lying, mommy. That's not what happened.
Right.
You telling the tale. I couldn't say that.
Say that, right.
And it's like their kids are humans. No, they're not supposed to be in the same position that you're in. But it was always repeated like you don't have no rights. You belong to me. That type of stuff. What?
Yeah.
I have a social security number. I have rights. I have a name. I have rights.
Yeah.
So I just refuse certain things. Like I said, I just refuse to do. When it comes to going to hustle, I'm gonna go do it. That I did get from her. We some working people. One thing about it, we're gonna go to work. We're gonna figure out some type of way to make some type of money. So we're not lazy women. We're just not. Cool. But literally everything else is complete opposite from her.
Have you learned anything over time about your mother or her past that help you understand why she
Um,
was or is the way she
I
is?
can't say
Not to,
that I
not to not hold her accountable, but just for the sake of understanding.
I've taken a deep dive into her life and my grandmother's life so that I can understand better. And it's like I get it, but I don't because you were raised similar. Your mother had you taking care of your two younger brothers. You was the only girl, and you got two brothers, and you was in there taking care of house and stuff while she had her boyfriends and she was doing what she was doing and all that stuff. So why not try to change course correct? That's why it's like I do, but I don't because I watched what was happening and I decided to do the opposite. You decided to do that and some. You decided, okay, we will keep this party going.
So it's almost like, okay, yeah, I understand it, but I don't excuse it because you still had an
You made
option.
a choice. You made a choice. You made a conscious choice to continue that generational curse of the mothers not respecting or tending to their daughter, only tending to the kid, to the sons, or to make your daughter feel like she was unwanted. The same things that you went through with my grandmother is what I had to go through with you.
Mm-hmm.
I love my daughters. And I mean, my oldest one, woo, she be taking me through there. Oh, she
How
be.
old is she?
She just turned 18 July 22nd.
Oh, okay, 18.
So now she already gave me the I'm 18 now, and oh, woo, child. She just started at VSU. She be taking me through there, but I'm never gonna tell her, oh, well, you're nothing like me. That's why I ain't want no daughters.
Yeah.
Like I'm not.
And that's why I asked that because it kind of, and I'm not, I'm just gonna speak in general. I've learned that you can tell a lot about how a person was raised, how they treat who they're raising, right? And again, this is just nothing about. It has nothing to do with not holding people accountable. It's just understanding, and then while understanding, learning how to deal with that you're doing. Cause I think that unfortunately we tend to do, especially when we come from a space of dysfunction, right? We do to others what was done unto us. We don't typically break the curse and reverse it. We don't deviate or pivot. Typically, we
I
continue
literally
on.
remember I was in my bedroom when I was like 14. I was running track, and I used to be like super healthy and like on, like my family always made fun of me because I didn't eat what they ate. I decided I wasn't eating pork no more, and my mama thought I was joking. And I literally stopped eating pork, and I don't eat pork. And they was cooking all types of pork chops and bacon and all that stuff, and I was just not eating it. And it became a whole thing, like where it was like a joke in my family. Oh, she the curse breaker. And then they looked up, and I wasn't pregnant. And then they looked up, and I was doing this. And they looked up like, yeah, I'm gonna keep on being that person. It's literally been that's been my objective since I was 14 to everything y'all tell me that I'm not gonna be capable of, I'm gonna do it. Everything that y'all did that wasn't right or that I feel like has caused rift and trauma in this family, I'm not gonna do it. Like that's been like my mission.
Yeah. And that could be a pretty burdensome mission. Like that's a heavy cross to bear, right? But it's knowing that it's necessary for the sake of
It
the
is
nation.
because if I don't do it, and like even okay, for instance, if I was just to give in to the way that my mom has things or did things and her mom did things, then that means that I'm gonna let it happen with my daughters. I just can't see that for me. I don't care what
Yeah.
she say. I go grab her by her neck right now. She's still
Yeah.
mine. I'm never going to.
Right.
It's never going like. It's never going to be that. It's just not.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
carried that for 9 months. I went through 23 hours of labor. They had to cut me open. I wish I would treat her like she won't mine.
Yeah.
Like it's
Regardless
no
of what. Yeah.
way. It's
Yeah.
just no way.
And this is back to something that was said early on. It's just almost like once we recognize the assignment that's on our life, I think we become very unapologetic and very bold and
Mm-hmm.
pretty boastful to some degree, depending on the space we're in, right? Because we're just so adamant to that it stops with me type of thing,
Yep.
right?
And that's
And I think
exactly how I feel.
sometimes, you know what I'm saying? I think sometimes even having that stance, the family doesn't, you're not getting
Mm-hmm.
that. You're getting
At all.
resentment, you're getting hatred, you're getting, you know what I'm saying? And you're getting everything but the support to say, yeah, good job, because I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't strong enough to do it, or my mother didn't have it in her to
Exactly.
do it. You know what I'm saying?
Because that's an
It doesn't
admission.
happen
That's
that
an
way at all.
admission that they didn't take the time, that they didn't feel like they were strong enough, that they can't do that. But my thing has always been like when people ask me, like my quote is, "I'm leaving footprints for my children that actually lead somewhere." Because y'all left me footprints, but
But
they
where,
won't lead nowhere. But the pregnancy and marriage, that's the only thing y'all have a baby, make a man happy. No, that's not what I see for the rest of my life or my lineage. That's not what I feel like my primary goal is here. And since I've been moving that way, stuff has really been happening and opening up for me, and it's very inevitable. That's why I wear the 333. Everything happens to me in threes. I get confirmation of everything, even this conversation today.
hmm,
Like it's always because I don't know if you have noticed, not many people have interviewed me. I don't really let people interview me.
hmm, yeah.
I just don't.
Well, I'm honored. I appreciate it.
But no, it's not like
No,
I'm
I get it. I just
exclusive or
get
something like that. It's just that I'm just now acknowledging that people care to hear my story. So
it.
I'm just now starting to see the value in me being interviewed or my story being told. Even though if people
And
have paid attention, I've been telling it on my podcast for 4 years.
anyway, and so I'm gonna say this real quick. And so a friend of mine was like, she was like, don't nobody be asked to interview you. I would think that somebody would ask you to be interviewing people. You should let somebody people to hear so da, da, da. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, well, I've been in their areas for years, like I'm not bottled up. Like I've been in
Mm-hmm.
spaces where my story has been told in the very vulgar, you know what I'm saying, transparent way,
Mm-hmm.
um, that people can't imagine. And so I think for me, I don't necessarily have the desire because I'm not bottled up. I'm not one that has
Mm-hmm.
sat on my story for now and I'm ready to speak. Like I've done that for 10, 15 years. And that's not I'm against
Yeah,
that. Don't mean I'm not it's not that I'm
I get
against
what
it.
you
I was
mean.
just you know what I'm saying? I just was like I think like I've had that. So I feel like now I'm in a space to provide that. right?
Mm-hmm.
But I end by saying, in this, what I'm saying now is, I said to her, I said, the people watch the live, I tell a bit of my story. The people I'm interviewing telling my story. You know what I'm saying? And when I
That's
try
how I feel too.
areas I see fit to
Mm-hmm.
acknowledge the similarity, I do that. So I'm not hiding. You know what I'm saying? It's just that
Mm-hmm.
I understand it's a different assignment in space that I'm in,
Exactly.
and so I'm kind of here for all that. But I feel like I had another point. Did I? I don't know. It'll come to me if it needs to. The threes. And so this kind of goes back to what I said that I felt, and people probably feel strange about that, saying you felt something online. Like, I'm intuitive. I don't care if you is your blip, and
I
I'm
definitely
south.
am.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think energy has any boundaries where it can't travel. And so when you say threes, when did you first recognize that? Is that something new, a new space you're in, or
Mm-mm.
you? Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um, so it's been literally a thing since I was little. When I recognized that my great grandmother had three daughters and three sons. Then my grandmother had three kids total, two girls. I mean, two boys and one girl. And then my mom had two boys and a girl. And then I had two girls and a
Mm-hmm.
boy. So that's like the little off top, just whatever version. But when I was younger, I just recognized, like, if I would get, say I have a really good day at school or something really good happened, it would happen, like something good would happen for the next 3 days. It would literally be in threes. But also, if something was bad was going on, like if I saw my mom and dad argue today, tomorrow they was arguing again, the third day the police was coming. So
Mm-hmm.
everything has always happened in threes for me, even death, people passing away. And sometimes with my friends and stuff, births. I done been around like several times and they've all had kids back to back in threes. It's just been a thing that stuck with me. And then I'm very spiritual. So when I started therapy really heavy, I also started asking questions about spirituality because I was raised Baptist Christian. Um, but I've always, as you can see, been the starter. I got to start some. I got questions, and if you can't answer them, then this is not the place for me. And that's how I've always carried it. So I kind of got shunned from church at the same time that I got shunned from everybody else. So it was like, oh, okay. So I started researching different religions, and now I am a Muslima. I converted in October of last year, but I took time to figure out. Like, I studied Buddhism. I studied to see how the non-dominational people move. And I really actually started reading everybody's books and seeing what made sense to me. The Quran is the only thing that makes sense to me. It actually sounds like something I've heard before, type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so
But real
with
quick,
me,
explain that to those that don't know what that is.
what the Quran?
Your no, your religion choice.
Oh, I am a part of the Nation of Islam, I guess you would say. I'm a Muslima, which is a female Muslim. And I am a new Shahada, or baby Shahada, meaning that I just took my Shahada. So your Shahada is basically your verbal acknowledgement of who Allah is and that you accept Him. Just like if you're getting baptized, you go to the altar and accept Jesus
Right.
Christ as your Savior and stuff like that. So it's pretty much the same. You just don't have to be baptized in the water like in Christianity, or in Baptist. But it's it's a lot of the same values. It's just, I feel like, in this is my opinion, they're upheld more, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I feel more convicted about the same things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, doing things right. I feel more convicted under Islam than I did under Christianity, because in Christianity, everybody feels like, oh, I go to church Sunday, or I say, Jesus, forgive me, and it's over with.
You're right.
Like,
No real
everything's fine.
accountability or
No,
conviction.
Islam, you got to do some things. You got to go prove yourself. You have to. The practices. I feel like
Accountability.
the traditions. I feel like it's more. people actually care. They respect it more. They're more actually practicing it versus just saying, "Hey, I'm a Christian. You're not supposed to do this. You're not supposed to do that." But literally, everything about your life is a sin. You pulling up, playing music that you're not supposed to be playing. You got your ears pierced. You got your nose pierced. You messing with this man's wife. All that stuff. Like it's
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
it's a lot of hypocrisy. And there, don't get confused, because it's hypocrisy everywhere. Because there are
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
Muslim sisters that be looking at us all types of sideways. You fully covered. All I can see is your eyeballs, and I can tell that you're gritting on me. So it comes everywhere. I just feel more at home. It feels more like where I was supposed to be in the first place. And then, like, with me being spiritual, my family, also with me doing all this research, I found out like the majority of my family is West Indian. So some things that I was that I was exposed to when I was younger, like my grandmother taking us to festivals and the different flag beads and colors and all of that stuff. I didn't know why it was or why she told me to do certain things, certain ways I was supposed to take baths and all this type of stuff. But now I do understand my culture, and so I do understand that there are certain practices, like I have an altar, not a witch, not out here doing none of that stuff. But to show respect to our ancestors, there's certain things that we would do. This is me. I'm not doing none of the hexing and all that mess that they got going on. We not playing with spirit like that. But I do know, I do acknowledge the other realms. I do acknowledge that there's something beyond right here, this physicality that we're in and that we see. So the
I want to
333
ask you,
also ties into that.
do you because this is recent. So do you feel like you was in search for something because of a spiritual awakening? It's almost like, did you feel like that you needed a home
For
to?
sure.
Mhm.
For sure. Um, because of how my heart works and because of how I am, and again, me acknowledging who and what I am and what I carry, I knew that it wasn't just of my own.
Mhm.
And my own, it wasn't just me that was
Right.
like bringing these situations to light and changing stuff and watching stuff happen literally just because I touched it or I knew it wasn't me.
Right.
So it was like, okay, I need to get connected with source. Wherever my source is, I need to get there. And also because now I feel even more confident and cocky about my purpose because I'd be like, I really be praying, talking to Allah, hey, sir, because these people trying to make me be somebody you told me I'm not supposed to be. Now, show me something real quick. And he'd be like, all right, I got you. Boop, there it is. I'm like, see, I knew it. I knew it. Let me keep going. It really happens that way for me. And even people that are connected to me have said, like, bro, I be around you, I be thinking about I need this, I need that, and it just pop up.
Mhm. Mhm. So you recognize that the spiritual gifts that you had, but you
Mm-hmm.
didn't want to be out here operating on your own in a
I
sense.
didn't know because there's so many people on offering readings and channeling this and channeling that. I have been seeing spirits and all types of stuff since I was little. My grandfather passed away in their old house, and the bed that he passed in was my bed all through high school.
Mm,
It never bothered me. It bothered everybody else. He used to come visit me and everything. Never bothered me.
mm,
It's my grandfather. Didn't
mm.
bother me. And he also helped me through stuff because that was when it was like when I had just told when stuff was ending.
Oh,
So it's like he came and acknowledged, hey, I'm proud of you. That's what you're supposed to do,
mm,
type of thing. So it's that spirituality has always been that for me. And then, like I said, when I learned more about the West Indian culture and what, like, okay, this makes sense. And then when I started reading the Quran and I realized all of that stuff was in there and stuff, I said, oh, okay. So y'all been trying to keep us separated all this time, and that's not what is going on.
mhm. Okay, I have so much more about that. I won't go into that.
I know you got me
Oh,
comfortable. I'm just rambling.
No, you ain't rambling at all. You on point. We on the same page. You ain't rambling at all. I just don't want to get you smoked off topic because then we'll be on here 3 hours. And I told my guests I'm not gonna allow y'all to be. I know y'all be comfortable with going, but y'all got lives and it's not fair. And I be trying to be mindful of that. I might DM you more than likely. I will. It's just I saw something. So I have a question. So yeah. Okay, so in terms of advocacy, right? So you've been through you got committed to your counseling,
Mhm.
you're identifying some stuff, you recognize stuff, you're growing, you went through your divorce, you're coming out of it. You know, your friend is telling you it's time to take up space. You recognize that you're taking up space. At what point did advocacy become important for you? Where you realized you had to become a voice?
Um, I believe it was my last DV situation, which
Okay.
was like 4 years ago. My first, well, no, I can't even say that because it was like one thing happened and then something else happened like within that same year or like a couple of months. Like one situation happened in like November and another one happened in like January. So it wasn't the same
Okay.
year, but you get what I mean. But those situations let me know it was time for me to really stand up and be more vocal um, when it comes to advocacy because I had already been through my DV relationship and
Right.
got myself out and went through all the stuff that came with that, being stalked and all of that type of stuff. And I thought that was over. That part of my life was over. And the person that I was dealing with at the time punched me in my face and broke bones in my face right here.
Mm.
And it was like, how, like, it really made me reevaluate again because it's like, okay, you've been doing all this healing all this time. First time you decide you're going to try to step out there and date again, this is what you run into. And I had only been talking to this
Oh, this
person
is a
for three
different
months.
person.
It had only been 3 months
Hmm.
that I had been dating this man. So it was like, whoa, what's going on? Because my son's father, we never had that type of issue.
Hmm.
Like my daughters before him, my youngest daughter, her dad was where I went through that stuff with. So it's like it had been years. Like she's 15, my son's 10. She about to be
Hmm.
16 next month. So it's like it had been a minute since I had to deal with that kind of stuff. And I was just so confused, like what is happening? And like I said, I had only been this happened like the 3 month anniversary of us talking.
Hmm.
And then a couple of like I had went back into my shell, and the person that I looked to as my comfort, who I would normally call when things like that would happen if I needed protection,
Hmm.
they pulled locks out of my hair.
What? Hmm.
And that's when I had to really realize like a lot of times people don't understand, like they think that DB situations happen because, oh, you said something he didn't like, or he
Or
just
did.
he DL or whatever. A lot of times it is literally possession. People want to possess you. And that's also what I had to accept about me being pressure. There are literally people who want to possess me. It's been a thing. It is a thing. They don't know how to
Hmm.
control it. It's people that like I'm the craziest person they ever talked to. All that, even I ain't never did nothing to them, but I'm crazy because I cut them off. And then they literally will stalk my life. Like they will. It's somebody that's been around since I was like what 18, 19. That literally like they email me, they cash out me, they go through family members that they know.
Hmm.
They find a way to contact me. It doesn't matter how much I have them blocked.
Hmm.
Doesn't matter how many numbers I change, how many names I change on my pages. There are literally people that just want to possess you. And when I had like that used to send me, it used to really like it's nothing I can do. Like I don't have to have sex with you. I don't have to actually be in a relationship. I had somebody that we had a conversation on Facebook. I woke up and this man had taken pictures off my page and was posting me all over Facebook. And then literally I had to get a restraining order because he was literally doing this for like 2 years straight. He would randomly just post pictures of me.
Mm.
Like,
So you realize you were running into possessive people.
yeah, and not just that, but also that when I started talking to my therapist, she started putting me in groups. And some of those groups I realized like this is a thing. Like this is not like the possession part. Like the people feeling like they have to have some piece of you or something. Like it's a thing, and that makes people angry. And they, whether male or female, because there are women that were dating other women and all of that, or men that were, and it was men in group that women was freaking out because they couldn't have them or they wanted their attention. Like DV goes all types of ways. It goes all types of ways, even down to parents trying to control their kids. Like there are adults who try to control their adult children by manipulating them or being abusive and stuff. Like this girl on TikTok right now talking about her mom called her job and got her fired. Like called and did an HR complaint because she was doing TikToks. She don't even live with her mom. She like 30 some years old. It's like this is a thing, and it is like I also again had to realize how everything connects because there are a lot of people who do me dirty, a lot of people who have a lot of negative things to say. But ask any of them people, do they know how to get in touch with me? I bet you they know a way. I bet you they'll show you some type of way to get in touch with me because they never want to leave me alone. Even if I'm supposed to be just the worst person ever, they're still connected to me some type of way. They still want to be my friend on social media. They still want to be invited to my events. They still want to talk about me to people. This is it's a thing. So when I started going into the groups, like I'm babbling now, I started babbling and I ended up being a group leader. And then I started working with not just the groups that I was in, but also I was working for Zuriel. I don't know if you know what it is, but it's a mental health company that's here. It's black owned by a husband and wife. Zuriel used to play for the Cowboys. But anyway, they had houses and then they started putting me in houses where I grew up. So I started seeing people that I knew and I was actually working with them. And then they had me, it just turned into advocacy thing. Then I started just popping up to nonprofit events, like just to support, like to be a part of it. And I got invited to be in fashion shows, and then I was doing photography, and then branched out.
Oh, so that's how all of those things get to come about.
Yep, that's how everything started coming together. And then when I went into the hospital last year, and I had that scare, when I came home, I decided I'm starting a nonprofit, and I started my nonprofit within 2 days of me being out, and I had my first mental health 2-day mental health summit last December. I started in July, and in December I was having my first summit.
You are a manifester. She don't waste no time.
Because with me going into the hospital that way, again, I don't get admitted to the hospital. I don't go to the hospital for real. I don't have ailments like that. So for me to end up in the hospital for 4 days in ICU and they couldn't figure out what was going on with me and all that other stuff, just bleeding, it was still just, they had put this thing in my nose that went all the way up here to try to stop the bleeding, and it was coming out of my eyes still, and still it's like I'm choking on my own blood. Like it wasn't stopping. So to make it out of that and realize all I had to do was take an anxiety pill, it was like, oh, you stressing about what? You letting what hold you back? You gonna sit in here and be depressed about what? You could have been gone. I had 7 mini strokes. I still have issues with my circulation and stuff. Like I bruise so easily. Like I cut my leg at work, and this is from 4 days ago. Because that's how bad my circulation is.
The poor circulation.
Exactly. So it's not nothing to play with. It's not nothing to play about. And I came home feeling that way. And that's how I took off running. I started doing pop-ups. I started collecting clothes, giving away food and clothes to people. And I was just going all over the city. So I would just pull up with my stuff and set it up, and whoever come get it. And then more and more people started donating. And then, like I said, I wanted to do the summit. And I just pulled it together. It was so many people that said they were going to help. I had people sign up as volunteers. There was nobody that came. Still put it together, still did what needed to be done. And now this year is going to be bigger.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
So
I
now
realized
your
how
experience,
important it is.
because you experience, you realize it's
Mm-hmm.
more detrimental that this be discussed, that this be not ignored, right?
Exactly. And
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to make it just about DV. I wanted it to be about mental health all the way around. And that's why my
Because there's a
nonprofit is called
correlation for sure.
Only
Mm-hmm.
Keeping Account of You, because I feel like that's where we lack the
Very much.
most. If you really, even the people who are lacking that emotional intelligence and feel like they need to get physical, if you were only keeping account of you and your feelings and how you felt, you would realize you don't own that person. You don't have possession of them people. When we actually work on ourselves, that's when the world gets better. While y'all out here pointing fingers at other people instead of addressing you, we not getting nowhere like that. And that's literally why it's called I'm okay, because that's our favorite little thing. I'm okay. I'm cool. I'm all right. Okay, you only keeping account of you?
Mm-hmm.
If that's what you mean by that, cool. Because otherwise, what you mean you okay?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Have you checked on you to know if you okay?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Because I think we again, that finger, we don't look at the 3 point back. We put too much attention on the 1 point outward, and then it's easy for us to diagnose. You know what I'm saying? I can
oh yeah, we
diagnose the
can
world. He
get
this,
in
he
there.
that,
You got
and
this,
not
this, this,
realize
this,
that.
this. Somebody asks you, what's wrong with you? I don't know. You don't know.
Can't put a word to it. Yeah.
You ask me what's going on with me, I got a list for you. Okay? Because I check with me all the time. We need what's going on here.
Yeah.
I gotta make sure we're okay, because if we're not okay, then everything else, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so then all this stuff comes about. It all comes connected. You feel like you're on your healing journey for the most part during that time, in the beginning of everything coming together.
I feel like I'm still on my healing journey. I feel
It's just, yeah,
like
because
every day.
it's a journey. It's a journey. That
It's every
destination.
day. It don't stop. Once you start, it does not stop. It gets harder. The more that you feel like you've healed, it gets harder. Because once you do, the more you heal, well, for me, in my experience, the more
Uh-oh. I think I lost you. I don't see you or hear you. Hope she pops back in. Always internet issues. Bear with us. Bear with us. If she kind of froze up, she'll probably pop right back in. I think I'm kind of good on time. Let me start trying to wind this down. Hopefully she'll try to log back in. Let's see. My phone is dying. Bear with us, bear with us, bear with us. I'm not charging my phone. It's about to die. Yes, I had 2 weeks off. My last two guests I had to reschedule. So I actually have an interview, so one in 2 weeks. And prayers for Flipper. Keep him in your prayers. Um, I definitely will continue to pray for him. Um, Again, let's talk about it. April, each and every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Streaming live on Facebook, Instagram, and I'm sorry, Facebook, YouTube, not Instagram. Y'all gotta get my followers up. But definitely Facebook, YouTube, and And I forgot the name of the daggone platform. I haven't been putting a lot of attention on it. I need to, but I haven't. Um, I can't think of the daggone platform. Okay, this shit is. Let's see.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
phone overheated.
Oh, okay. Because I was like,
Yeah, it's super hot. It's because this charger is broken.
Twitch. Okay. I'm almost done. I think I said, okay, we kind of, I think
Where
I'm
my
doing
where
okay.
my picture go?
The camera did pop off. Okay,
Okay,
there you go.
thank you.
Okay. So yeah, we wrapping it up. So I was just kind of going through the journey
Hmm.
and where you started doing the photography. So did DJ come into play at that time too? You
So
started nonprofit or something?
I have been trying to learn how to DJ for like the last year or so. Um, and I kind of just got kind of put on the spot because I said I wanted to do it. That's where those pictures
Oh,
come from. Like I kind of just got left in an event for the last hour and a half, and I had to figure it out to see if I was paying attention, and it went well. And now I'm taking more time into that as well to actually perfect it because I don't I don't take any of the little professions and stuff lightly. I don't because people are like, oh, I can do that. I can play music. You don't realize how transition into music and all that stuff.
yeah.
You have to pay attention to the beats and what rhythm they on and all that stuff. It's not as easy as people think it is.
Right. It's a little
So
complex.
I'm trying not to take that for granted, and I actually want to learn it because that's how I feel about everything that I've done. Like even with the photography, um, me going back to school this coming week, I'm taking a minor in cinema
Oh,
so that I can get better at what I already know. I know I have a vision, I know I have an eye and all of that, but I want to build on it. Everything that I do, I want to get a license for. I'm a
right.
licensed bartender. I'm a licensed cosmetologist. I'm a licensed esthetician. I go get licenses. I actually go put the effort behind it.
Hmm. Okay, so what else comes about doing this? Okay, so you're doing the photography. Oh, you said you were making so do you make shoes? You bedazzle shoes and
Yeah, I
pieces?
bedazzle shoes. I do like custom jeans, custom shirts, tennis shoes, boots, all types of stuff. Um, these are some jeans that I just finished.
Oh wow. Hmm.
And then I did some New Balance for my cousin for Pride Month. I did some Tims that everybody loves that I've worn in some of my photo shoots and things. And then I also I model still, even though I'm a photographer, I model as well. I'm about to go to this model call for the Cultures Couture. Last year I modeled for the Cultures Couture and I did photography and trying to do the same thing this year. Um, I just been pushing myself out there. I just did the All American Festival. I was the only photographer, and I literally just jumped in their inbox and said, "Hey, are you all looking for a photographer? Send them my pages and some of my work," and they booked me. So
That's
I
what's
just
up.
shoot my shot.
That's what's up. So it's like I'm leaving here empty, right?
I'm leaving with something in my Denzel voice. I'm leaving with something.
No, that's what's up because I think that so it's almost like the idea of exhausting yourself without exhausting,
Hmm.
right? And because I think we just have so many different gifts and talents that
Yeah,
you
and I
know,
just feel like if I can use them and then they turn into business ventures, great. Because like I said, the whole time I'm doing this festival, it's hot and all that stuff. I'm not thinking about none of that stuff. I'm in my element. I'm enjoying myself. I'm the crowd. I got the people in the crowd. They all hype. They like you so pretty. Da, 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 da. I'm taking their phones, getting them close up shots of the artists and all types of stuff. They thank you so much. Like I be having a ball just
yeah,
and even with the artists, when I was coming up and we were going to the clubs and bars and stuff, we used to get club pictures. Don't nobody do club pictures no more. So now I got the instant printer and I offer the club pictures again. Like
yeah, I
it's
love it.
just
Yeah,
you find your thing and you build on it.
yeah. And I think the biggest thing is being not being afraid or ashamed.
Hmm.
Because I think a lot of us aren't venturing out because we're afraid and ashamed. Whether we think it's something, oh, they're gonna think it's weird, or why would I do
Yeah,
this at this age, or that's not a
it's
big
so many
niche that
people that
people
feel
are.
some type of way about me doing photography now, and it's like, okay, that's fine, but it's not stopping me from being booked.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You don't have to book me for your event, but they booked me for theirs, and yours was free. They're paying.
See, yeah, yeah. No, I
So
get it. I get
I,
it.
you got to take the good and the bad with anything. And I feel like if it's something you want to do and you want to take that chance on yourself, nobody else should be the cause for you not doing it.
True, very true. But not only that, I think that I really hate this notion, but I'll just say it for lack of a better term. It's like you have one life on this planet and you have so much within you. Why leave with so much? Right? Why be
Yeah,
so
like they say, empty the whole
unfulfilled?
clip.
Yeah, no, seriously. It's like why be so unfulfilled and so empty yet do nothing to pour out more of you? Because
Yep,
we're so much more creative than we even give ourselves credit for,
exactly.
or even take the time to cultivate those certain things. Like I know for me, like this is a little pet peeve, kind of sidebar. Um, I I gotta. It's a red flag for me when somebody feels I'm doing too much. You doing real estate? You doing rental properties?
Me
You
too.
better. You doing
Me
this?
too.
You got it. That's like a
And
whole.
that and
That's a
that
red flag for me.
literally is how I recognize when it's time for me to detach. I have had 3 people to tell me, you got your eggs in too many baskets.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
No.
you a hater. Oh,
Yeah.
let
Very
me
much
go ahead
so.
and get out your way. Let me go ahead and school. You do too much. You think you know how to do everything. Oh,
Yeah. And most people that say that, those are the ones that are in fear of trying. Those, you
hmm,
know what I'm saying? Those are the ones that are limiting themselves. And so, yeah, that's definitely one of those. Cause my hands in so much, and end of the day, like if I got the time, I got the energy, I got the mental space, I'm gonna do it.
that's what I'm
And
saying.
and some is very lucrative. Some I do just out of straight creativity, and some I do out of pure enjoyment.
Exactly.
But nevertheless, don't shrink me because you shrinking you. And that's what I get from that. I get that, let me octopus if that's what I want to do.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not asking you to do it with
Yeah,
me.
I'm not asking you to do it with me. I'm not even
I'm
asking you
not
to
even asking you to
validate
watch
what
me do it. I ain't asking you to finance me doing it. I'm just saying this is what I'm doing. And you over there with your hating comments.
yeah, celebrate me or not, right? That's kind of my thing. So yeah. So I love it. I love it. I like I said, I kind of been peeping, little peeping Tom, saying what you doing, where you at, and all that. And I think, and I'm so not a feminist, so I hope I don't sound like one, but I'm
I
just
feel you
all
because I'm not
for,
either. I feel like it
yeah, I'm
is so
very much against
fraudulent.
it.
But
But I'm very much so in full support of any person, first and foremost. But definitely my sisters, when I see them pouring so much of themselves out, and not in an
mhm.
exhausting manner, right?
Yeah.
But more so the creative manner, and knowing, because there's so much in you, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
go ahead and just keep pulling and see what come out the hat, because you just never know what will ultimately be that thing that brings your heart that warmth, that, you know what I'm saying,
Exactly.
not really
That
that validation.
overwhelming, joyful feeling.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because I think that we're here to experience that, and we're
Mhm.
watching other people experience it. We're not taking the time to put
Yeah,
ourselves in
and it's
that
like, do you
situation.
think that these people that are out here living their best lives, that don't have to work nowhere, that don't have to clock in
Yeah,
nowhere, it's just out here wearing whatever they feel like it on somebody's island, do you think that
yeah,
they got there by saying, you know what, this is enough? I
right,
ain't gonna do too much. You
right.
think that's how they got there? I doubt it.
Mm-mm.
I doubt it.
No, no, not at all. So you just keep taking up space.
I
That's that,
shall.
that's we over here. We taking up space everywhere we go. I ain't going, and we ain't gonna say it.
Exactly.
I'm in a space right now to say it, but we don't walk with the air. But the aura is there. You're gonna feel it and you're gonna sense it. And if you're in the right space, you're gonna congratulate and you're gonna love it. And so that's just me. I just love. I love
Mhm.
seeing us be great in various forms. You know what I'm saying? I
I
love seeing
really
us
appreciate this
evolve.
opportunity because I have watched, been watching everybody else's interviews and stuff. I said, okay, she getting it about them. She get the people to talking. I said, I like that because again, I'm used to being on the other side, so I know what it takes for us to be and trying to
Yeah.
gauge stuff. And then
Hmm.
some of these stores been a little heavy. I
Yeah.
found out some stuff about the people that I be around that I ain't even know from watching these interviews with you. So I get it. But also, like you said, I'm big on energy, and I could tell from your energy, even the song choices and how you chose to do my promo and all of that stuff. It's in threes. That's all I can say. It's in
Mm,
threes.
yeah. Yeah. I'm grateful that this felt aligned for you.
Mhm.
Cause and we not quite done. I just got a little thing I do. I want to do with you before you go, but I just cause I so do this from the heart. Like it's so many things I could be doing. You know what I'm saying? So when
I
it
promise.
ain't like I got just so much time in my hand, I'm just gonna do it because this is trending. I so do it from my heart, and it's super important for me when the guests can recognize that. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Without me just having to say it. That's super important for me. So yeah. Okay, so I do this thing, right? I should do something.
Hmm.
I'm doing something different too that I'm gonna do with you. That's okay. But I'm gonna do the finish the sentence with you. Is that okay?
Hmm.
And because I kind of feel like I touched on a lot of my questions. A lot of you elaborated, so I didn't need to ask a question, which I prefer sometimes. But
Hmm.
so I'm gonna do the finish the sentence with you, and then I got this new little thing I do. I'm trying to end with more humor and that is heavy because
Cause it's
I know
always
how
heavy,
heavy I
yeah.
get. I get only unless I be like I can't imagine. I'm sure they probably feel relief, but I wonder if they feel that because it be heavy. I'm a
Yeah.
little sensitive and I be heavy. Sometimes these jokes be on me for days. However, I decide to implement something where I kind of leave off with a little more humor, if that's okay. So I'm gonna do that, and I want to make sure I don't forget because this was my first time doing this. So I wanted to make sure I spoke that up first. Okay, so let's do it for the sentence. I'm gonna start it off when you finish it. Okay. And
Okay.
it's not the humorous part this morning,
Hmm.
but we'll get to that. Okay, so the version of me nobody saw me struggling was.
The version of me that nobody saw me struggling, depleted.
Hmm.
Yep. Extremely.
Survival taught me how to.
Never give up. For
Healing
sure.
had to. I'm sorry. Did you say something else?
No, I just said for sure.
Oh, okay, yeah. Healing had me. Healing had to teach me how to.
Love me. All of me.
Yes, yes, all of me. Yes. The things people call strength really was
Pain disguised.
mm, my biggest trigger is.
My mom.
Yeah,
She's been calling me this whole interview, by the way.
wow. Mm, I will pray for that. The hardest part about PTSD is
Reliving.
because it takes you back, right?
It's like I have to start all over again. Because it's never like I'm just triggered and I just have a slight little memory. It's literally always takes me back to that exact space, that same feeling, same smells, same room, same temperature, everything.
And yeah, I go through that whole process.
It's like I transport.
Mm. Even when I know I'm safe, sometimes my body's still.
hides in the closest, darkest corner. I hide a lot. Like I sit in my room a lot, even when I'm working like at home. So I have to make myself take jobs that are not work from home, so that I don't just sit in my room all day.
Something trauma took from me that I'm still trying to get back.
My smile,
Mm. You have a beautiful smile.
it's way different.
Mm.
Like I smile now, but it feels performative. I don't feel my smile.
Mm. What would be the
Woo,
first
child, you're making me realize some stuff right now.
us?
Me saying that out loud is the first time I recognize that.
Mm.
That's crazy.
Mm. See the power of being honest and expressive, because then you get to hear what you've been feeling.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's crazy. But it's true. Like when people ask me to smile, I really just,
Mm.
but I don't feel it.
I don't feel it. Mm. You don't get that smile back. You don't get that smile.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Yeah,
I'm working on it.
I'm in agreement with you. Okay, I'm in agreement with you for sure. The lie I told myself the longest was.
It's your fault. It never was. None of it.
Mm.
None of it.
Mm. I'm sure that lie triggered the hiding and the running. Yeah.
Because it wasn't a lie that I just told myself. It was fed to me first, and then I started feeding it to myself.
Mm.
And the crazy part is, the person who started that lie has since now told me that that's not true, that it wasn't my fault. But it's so hard
Yeah.
for me not to feel like it is, even though I keep telling myself it's not.
I just did this something where I did a clip, and that's exactly what it speaks to. The lies that we tell ourselves and that others plant in our head,
Hmm.
and how it causes us to run and hide for years.
Yep.
Mm. Okay. The hardest thing for people to understand about why I stayed is, and that could be in any situation that you choose to address it.
They're focused on the physical and not the mental or spiritual or emotional part of me. They look at me and see one thing and expect one thing from me.
Mm-hmm.
Like people see me, but they don't see me.
Ain't that something? Mm-mm-mm.
Like that's my biggest thing, to be honest with you. I feel like that's a lot of why I also prefer to be by myself, because people look at me and expect my life to have been a certain way or me to be a certain way, whether it be positive or negative. It's like they have this obsession already, this they have perception already, and they have it set in their mind. So it's like even when they see different things or different traits of me that are naturally who I am, they're
Mm-hmm.
offended, or they're like, oh, I didn't know you was like this. And they're like, you didn't know me, you weren't
Right.
trying to get to know me, you perceived me this way and you expected me to stay in that box, and I don't fit there.
Mm-hmm. The hardest part wasn't leaving, it was.
Still reliving.
Mm.
Because even though I left those situations or those things are not happening anymore, they don't stop reliving or reviving
Does it
themselves
leave
in my
you?
mental. It
Right.
don't
Still.
leave me.
Mm.
Like I left it, but it hasn't left me. It won't. No matter what I do. And write it down. I mean, I done wrote it down, burned it. I done told the vented and put it out there. I done recorded it vocally. I didn't all it don't change. I still sometimes wake up sweating, having a nightmare about something that I've been through.
Mm. The thing I had to forgive myself for was.
A lot. But the biggest thing is not trusting myself. Like certain situations I knew I felt it. But because I didn't trust me enough, I didn't listen to my own gut.
Mhm.
Because my gut has never steered me wrong. Oh, never.
I'm sure, especially having that strong sense of intuitiveness at a young age, I'm sure. Hmm. But with the trauma, sometimes it's hard to really hear
Exactly. I was
yourself.
like, what you say? Huh?
Yeah.
You want me to do
It's
what?
definitely an interference when there's
Exactly.
trauma for sure, yeah.
Yep.
One survival habit I still haven't completely let go of it.
Oh gosh. I don't care what type of trip I'm taking, I'm frying some chicken. I'm always going to take, no, seriously. I learned this on, like, okay, I have a survival kit in my car.
Hmm.
That's basically what it is. And if I'm taking a trip, then I add the chicken. But that's the whole kit. Like, I literally have things that I won't, like, that I just won't give up. Like, I used to be a hoarder. I used to
Hmm.
hold on to, like, all of any and everything, any little small thing, because I used to feel like, but at some point I might not have it, or I might not be able to get it again, or I might. So yeah, I think it's more so just I'm always thinking about being prepared. Like I'm always thinking about what could go wrong in any situation. But primarily, like my car, if you go in my car, you'll see certain stuff, and it's like, oh, you done been through some stuff. Cause why do you have this in here? But yes, I'm overprotective. I'm overprotective. Yeah.
Excellent.
I think ahead. I think overthink, and I'm overprotective. I'm even the sergeant at arms in my car club. I'm
Yeah. Okay, I got a few more. My pride almost stopped me from.
living.
Mm,
It's almost out of here.
mm.
Was almost out of here.
And you feel that your pride
Hmm.
participated.
Because the time that I'm speaking of, where I was really almost out of here, was I wanted to be out of here, and I was going to make sure I was out of here because I didn't want to face people after what had happened to me.
Mhm. Yeah.
I couldn't, and I still for years, like I tried to avoid it for a minute. Um, but yeah, I went and made myself go sit down in one of them places
Mm.
because I couldn't, like waking up and really realizing, okay, you let yourself go through this, you let this happen to you, you let these things go on. It really, like, yeah, it made me not want to be here. especially coming from everything that I had already gone through, all this stuff that, like I said, I'm the Power Ranger. You supposed to know better. You supposed to do better. So, and that's why I say I'm so hard on myself. I'm so, don't be like her. Don't be like this. Don't be like them. It really used to mess with me. Now it's like, no, you're not like them. Instead of me being so bent on, hey, don't be like that. I'm just acknowledging that you aren't. You're not them. You're
Because
not.
we're tend to overcompensate, and we can get distracted
Exactly.
from trying so hard not to be that.
Exactly. And then it's like I was literally taking myself through all types of mental anguish just
Hmm.
trying to not be something when I could have just been being me.
Yeah.
Like me was enough. It was fine.
Because
Me is
when we
enough.
put the attention on trying to be someone else, we lose sight of who we are. Because our attention is now on who we are. Our
Completely lose it.
not to become. Yeah.
Completely lose it. Don't have no idea what's going on.
Yeah. No,
And I did.
I totally get that. For a long time, I confused love with.
Possession,
Mm,
obsession. I really thought like you said, the stuff we watched when we growing up, watching them be toxic and doing all that stuff and the police getting called. I was like, oh, he choking me because he loved me. I really like them women that be on TV shows. Oh, he just hit me because he loved me. I really was one of them for a second. I
mm,
snapped out of it fast. I'm not gonna lie, I did get up out of there. But for me to even be able to think back to when I felt like that for
mm,
real. I was really tripping. Yeah. Mm-mm.
mm.
Mm-mm. No. No, sir. I will never let myself get there again. We're not doing that.
Well, what does love mean to you now?
Patience and understanding. Because sometimes you're not gonna understand, and that's when the patience comes in to at least continue to try.
Hmm. Hmm.
And sometimes you're patient, but you don't get it, so you're taking your time to try to take that. So it's like those two things. I feel like those are the two major things that I really feel like I don't really get, and I haven't really gotten when it comes to romantic love.
Hmm.
I have male friends that have shown me, patience and understanding, and I have female friends that have shown me patience and understanding. But like romantic partners, I feel like that's always what's missing.
Hmm.
Either they they get frustrated because they feel like again they have a perception of who I am or how I'm supposed to be and all this other stuff, and then they realize that's not what it is. Either they like it or they don't. Um, but then it's like they don't try to take the time to understand why I am the way I am. It's like automatic frustration because they want me to act a certain way.
Hmm.
And the type of person that I am, I don't really do well with trying to conform to how people want me to act.
Yeah.
I'll tell you to get on, you can carry all that stuff right on where you came from. So
Yeah.
I'm also learning, again, like I said, patience and understanding. I have to be patient as well. So I realized that I hadn't been, and in some situations, I've been a little too patient and too understanding.
Hmm.
So yeah, I know that that's when I can tell the difference when I'm in love and when I'm not as well, because there are
Hmm.
people who I was very patient with and had a lot of understanding for the stuff they had going on and how they moved, and I would always try to give them grace and all of that. But once I fell out of those feelings, I ain't have no more patience or no more understanding. So
Hmm.
yeah, yeah,
It's lost all tolerance. So yeah.
it's out of here. It just, and I don't like that I'm that way, but I also recognize how long it takes me to get that way with people. So I don't feel bad at the same time.
Hmm. Because it's almost like you gave time. You were kind of.
I always do. I
Hmm.
literally, and I'm very vocal about what I need from a person, whatever the relationship is. So I'll
Hmm.
keep on. You'll keep on doing something that's hurting me, and I keep saying, "Hey, remember I told you that hurts me. Hey, this is bothering me. Hey." Then I just get quiet and I disappear, and then they come looking for me like, "Wait, what happened? Where you go? Why you?" By that time, I don't care anymore.
Mm-hmm. You already checked out mentally. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And people always seem to get me to that point, and before they realize, oh, let me try to fix it, and then it's like, I don't care about you fixing it now.
Yeah.
You fix it for yourself. Don't fix it for me.
I got three more. Okay. The person I find hardest to forgive is.
Me.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's still some stuff that I need to forgive myself for. There's still some situations that I put myself in. It's still some stuff that's currently happening that be going on that I'm trying to forgive myself for even aligning myself with.
Hmm. Because there is a space of accountability when you've chosen to align yourself with something that's not favorable to
Hmm.
you.
Yep. Because
Yeah.
again, at this big age, you know what you're doing,
Yeah.
including
Very,
me.
very true. Okay. Here's my last. Peace became more important than proving. Peace became more important than proving.
That I was worthy. I spent a lot of time trying to prove to people, like, hey, I'm a good person. Hey, I really care about you. Hey, I really got your back.
Yeah.
Now I just spend that time proving it to myself, because that's what, like, again, what I was realizing. Okay, you're doing all of this to make them feel that way, but how do you feel about you?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And that's why it was so easy for people to play on me and my emotions, because they can read that off of you. People know when you ain't sure of yourself, and
Mm-hmm.
that's why those same people be trying to stay away from me now, because they know I'm very sure of myself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It becomes like kryptonite after a while.
Now they be peeping. They be like, oh
Yeah.
no, she different.
They
No,
try to stay
no, let
out
me
the
go
way.
ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, stay in the stories.
Mm-hmm.
Leave me alone.
If this chapter of my life had a title, it would be called.
Revenge,
Mm,
and I don't mean that in a negative way. I feel like it's revenge on the enemy,
mm-hmm.
Shaitan. It's
Yeah.
revenge against him and everything that every barrier he tried to put in front of me, everything he tried to do to stop my gifts, my anointing. Every time he tried to turn me away from, like, spiritual leaders and people who actually cared about me, and put other people in the middle and try to cause
Mm-hmm.
confusion. All of that is
Yeah.
revenge on him, because he didn't win and he won't.
Yes. Yes. There's that smile. Did you feel that?
I did. I knew you was gonna ask me that. I knew you was gonna ask me
Well,
that.
playing. You know,
I be very passionate about Shaitan. He gotta go, and he need to
yeah.
know. He needs to know he has no reign here at all.
Yes, 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 yes. I love that. Yes, yes, yes. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I love that. Yes. Okay. I'm so glad you gave me that. I thank you. I'm so glad you gave you that. I'm glad I witnessed that.
I
Yeah.
did need that. I did need
That was authentic. I knew it. I was like,
that.
nah, she wants that one. Nope, nope, you lied.
No, that was definitely, because that's really how I feel. I be looking at some of the stuff in my life. Like, I have a college student. Like, do you remember what was going on when you found out you was pregnant? And it's crazy because the school that she go to is where she was conceived.
Mm.
It's like all types of full circle.
Yeah.
You better not be in there making another you. That's what she better not be doing.
Listen.
Yeah, yeah, that. I don't even want to think about it right now. It's gonna start me on a
Our
whole
daughter,
different
my daughter,
path.
28. I think she's 28. So already, look, I done it 18, 19.
See,
Listen,
no, we just
buckle up,
we
buckle
just
up.
got to 18, and then the other one turns 16 next month. I'm yet holding on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Everybody pause. Everybody relax.
Yeah, just give me a minute, like
For
easy.
real,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
real. Because as soon as she got on campus, then it was the shooting and stuff. So I'm
Oh,
already like,
yeah, yeah.
but yes.
All right, ma'am. We're done. I'm going to end with my new thing, if that's okay.
All right.
Okay. I'm so glad I thought about this because I was like, you know what, we gotta leave it a little lighter. Okay. Okay, so what are we gonna call this? This or that. I'm gonna call it this or that.
Okay.
Completely random, like you gotta figure it out. Okay. All right, so this or that, a cookout or a barbecue.
Cookout.
Okay. Michael Jackson or Prince.
Michael Jackson.
Jordan or LeBron.
I don't really like Jordan right now, so I'm gonna say
Right, right.
LeBron, but I'm really a Jordan fan.
Okay. Of course, Tupac or Biggie. That gotta be next, right?
Tupac.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, Waffle House or IHOP?
Waffle House.
Waffle.
Cause they ghetto over there. They eating, they smoking, they shooting. I want to
Literally,
go over there.
literally, literally. All of it in that order, though. Yeah.
No, for real.
Okay. Text or phone call.
Text,
Hmm. Netflix or YouTube.
Netflix. No, YouTube. I watch YouTube.
YouTube.
I'm a
YouTube.
documentary head. I don't really watch a whole
I'm
lot of TV
stupid
or TV.
insane about documentaries.
I'm working on my first documentary. It's about to premiere next month too.
Yes. Thank you.
It's
Yes.
called Richmond Unlocked: The Truth of Our Culture.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that. Yes. Yes.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Let's see.
Yes.
She just still. What else? What else? Just let before we get on. What else? Anything else coming up? Anything else you got coming out the pipeline?
Um, just that the summit is coming up in
Mm-hmm.
December 5th and 6th. Um, I'm trying to, well, no, I'm going to feed 200 people before
Yeah.
the summit. That's my next pop up event for my nonprofit. But that's the only things that are playing right now. Oh, and also I'm in Ruger's fashion show.
Okay.
I'm event coordinator. I'm supposed to be doing media. I don't know if I'm doing media anymore, but I'm modeling. Um, so I'm excited to be a part of that. But that's about it. I'm just trying to, dibble dabble. I have to go to this model call on the 30th to see if I'm going to be in the Cultures Couture. Hopefully, I am part of that again because I had fun last time. And it's like a real runway experience. I love that.
Okay.
So I'm excited to get back in front of the camera instead of being behind it
Behind
all
it.
this time. Because
Mhm.
I've been behind it for like a year without being in front of it.
Oh, okay.
But it was
Okay.
intentional. The photo shoots that I have done, like the one that you use,
Hmm.
with the scarf and stuff, those are projects where I just wanted to do that. Like I came up with the whole
Oh,
concept and location and all of that stuff. Because one of my mentors, that's who did my photography for those shoots. And like even when I was at Chicken Box, that was the same week.
oh,
But nobody realizes that. But that's when I really started realizing like I like being behind the camera because I did my own editing. Like I said, I scouted the locations. I did the whole creative direction, my own makeup, hair, all that stuff. And I
hmm.
was like, I'm about to start getting behind the camera more. And he was like, you should. You been had it eye. And it's taken off since then. So, but I
Nice.
am excited to get back in front of the
And
camera
all that you
and make sure I
involved in.
still know how to, you know what I'm saying, hold my own on the runway.
You got it. You got it. You got it. You're gonna be fresh, right? Fresh,
Yeah,
rejuvenated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to be fresh, but with the cultures couture, it's more like they do head pieces, like because they're having girls that are walking for hair and some are just walking for modeling. So I'm trying to
Oh.
do both because of my locks. I love that. Like when they did my hair last year, everybody was so excited because of how long my locks are and how
Mm.
many I have. They can do a lot with them, so I'm excited to see like what they come up
What they
with,
can do
and then
with.
to get to walk down the runway.
Yeah. Um. Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
that's all that's going on.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you this. This is I'm still my little my.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me ask you this first before I go into that because I feel like I'm about to just go deep and I need to let you go because I did exactly what I said I was going to do. It's 2:30. Yeah, we 2 hours 30 minutes. Okay, if there was a movie about you and your life, who plays you?
Oh gosh, who plays me?
Mm-hmm.
Does it have to be somebody that is an actual actress right
No,
now?
no. Mm-mm. It ain't even gotta be Hollywood. Mm-mm.
Mm, I would say her or Kiki Palmer.
Mm, her.
Only the only reason Kiki Palmer is because she would be able to play me now, like how I
Mm,
display my personality and how outgoing and stuff I am now. But her is like behind the glasses how I have always been. And also, a lot
mm.
of people don't know I can sing because I won't sing in front of people.
You can sing too. See, you know what? I knew I was way off. I thought I had it
And I
all
write
locked.
poetry, all that stuff. I do stuff.
Mm, hmm. And so you're so full of so much light in life. Um, that is, well, I believe that's why it has been and is so challenging for you.
Hmm.
You said revenge. I identified exactly what you meant. I knew what you meant.
Hmm.
And because that assignment that has been on you since a child to take and deprive all of your light and life from you
Hmm.
is
Igniting
has
me
really
even more.
yeah. No, seriously. And so you staying committed to your journey of healing
Hmm.
and you staying not just busy but productive, creative.
Hmm.
Those are the tools. I see them all as tools. They're ventures,
Hmm.
they're creative explorers, right? Their professions. I see them as tools in your arsenal because you need them in your arsenal. Because as you continue on this healing journey, there's still a target on your back.
Forever.
Yeah, and that's the
Unless I
beautiful
admit
burden.
defeat, that's the only way.
Well,
If
maybe it's
and
the
it's not
thorn in your
happening,
side, right?
and
It could
that's
be the
just not
thorn in your
happening.
side type of thing, right?
Hmm.
And I don't say that in a pitiful way because it has to be much. It has to be something massive about a person to have such a target on your back for so long. You know what I'm saying? Like it has to be something extremely extraordinary about a person
Hmm.
to have this assignment on this person's life for so long.
And that's the
So,
part that I'm in now because, like I said, at first I was like, why me? Why y'all just be doing this to me? Why do I always got to go through? Now I get it. Okay, I get it. I get why it's me. I get it.
yeah,
I
yeah,
do. I really do. Even when it like seems like it's something that I don't deserve or I don't like it's not something that I'm familiar with, and I'm like, how can I navigate this thing? It'd be like, okay, let's go. I have told people multiple times, even some of my clients who are working in mental health, it's a 3-day rule. The first day you feel how you feel, second day you plan, third day you execute. We don't go past them 3 days.
yeah.
And that's literally how I get through a lot of the stuff that happens to me. And especially with me being as sensitive as I am. Because otherwise I've been in the loony bin. with
Yeah.
all of the sideways stuff that comes from nowhere that I don't expect it, yeah, I would have been checked out.
Yeah.
But it's
And
not worth it. And I know it's something greater. And I'm always reminded, like I said, the confirmations come from me all the time. It's always, like I said, I put myself out there for that festival. Excuse me. They booked me. Okay, I got out there. I wasn't expecting to get paid. I was actually paid. Then on top of that, I got paid a nice little amount. And I made connections with most of the artists' managers to the point where I have to go meet with some of them.
hmm hmm
Like
yeah,
you,
there's an enormous calling on your life, and I'm not trying to sound all churchy, but it's
no, it's been literally
yeah,
it's been spoken over me my entire life. Like
yeah.
people have literally come in, people that don't know me, people have stopped me walking down the street because I used to walk a whole lot. I'm big on walking, getting where I need to go. I don't care how I have to get there. So I have, had times where I didn't have cars and I used to walk everywhere. I don't walk from one side of town to the other and everything. And I've run into people that have literally stopped me like, you got an anointing. You got something on you. You gonna do great things. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do that. People have prayed over me and all types of stuff. It's literally been happening my whole life.
Yeah, well, you already are, and you will continue to. And so I just say, stay encouraged, stay committed. And I don't even want to say stay strong. I want to say stay vigilant.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's a there's so much tied to your life, and there's so many people that had as of yet to connect with you. It's this
Mhm.
other version of you that they don't know they're waiting for. You don't know, right? And so just don't slow down your progression too long. You said it's three. Don't go
Mhm.
back. Don't go past the three.
We don't go past the
You know,
threes.
past the three. I
We don't.
appreciate your time. I appreciate your attention. I
Likewise.
appreciate the opportunity. I really do. I enjoy. There's another one. She felt it. There's another one. She felt it. We moving
She
hastily.
got me smiling, y'all. Now, all y'all that know me, don't be expecting y'all to be able to give me the smile. It don't work like that.
Listen, it's happening already. I appreciate it. I'm excited for you. Yeah, I'm staying connected. That's what I do. Anybody will tell you if you connect to anybody. I I'm authentic. This who I am. I ain't just doing this for no, this me. And so I appreciate you. I
I appreciate you as well.
Yeah, I do.
It's definitely been a really good conversation, and I needed that. I needed to even say some of the things that I said out loud.
Yeah.
It was
Well,
necessary.
thanks for trusting me. And
Yes,
thanks
ma'am.
for the time. I just gotta end with my little plugs and I'm gonna let you go. Sorry. Oh my god, we almost in 3 hours. Oh. Okay, is there anyone looking for any investment properties? Are you looking for a home to sell as is condition, whether it's in DC, Maryland, Virginia, Florida, Georgia, or Ohio? We buy houses as is, no repairs, no clean out, no commission. That's Davis Development Group. You can call me at 202-656-9974. If anyone looking for any rental properties in DC, Maryland, Virginia, Florida, or Ohio, you can reach out to me. Same number, 202-656-9974. If anyone wants to expand their rental portfolio, maybe you need management, maybe you need to just revamp, critique what it is that you're doing as a landlord, as a homeowner, reach out to me. We have experience in Airbnbs. We have experience in short-term rentals. We have experience in renting to traveling nurses. That's AirDDG, same number, 202-656-9974. Anybody need electrical service, whether it's residential, commercial, whether it's something small, need a heavy up, whether it's a hotel, over 30 years of experience, that's Sendale Systems, same number, 202-656-9974. Any athletic apparel, definitely check out Man Rule in
For
Restream.
sure.
But you definitely got to check out my son, 18-year-old Miles Davis with Be Empowered. His IG is CEO_BE Clothing. Check him out. Again, Be Empowered at CEO_BE Clothing. Thank you for your time. your attention,
Of
your
course.
support, your subscriptions. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Peace. I
It's
got
been a
another
pleasure.
one. I got another one. And I saw the dimples, guys.
Oh, you done pointed it out. You all supposed to point it out. I didn't know I got one dimple.
You got no lie. You can't deny, you can't deny, you can't deny. Peace, sister. Enjoy your evening, okay?
Peace later.
Thank you.